welcome to this live watch along here on Seconds Out. Joining me in the studio, I'm Ali Drew. We have heavyweight Solomon Dacres, who has actually just turned in the pro ranks, and we have trainer Don Charles. We are here to watch, finally, Daniel Dubois versus Joyce after, I think, 4 cancellations, postponements. It's finally here, finally fight night. How excited are you?
I'm very excited for this fight. You know, it's a real 50-50 matchup, and with their styles, it should really gel, and it's going to be a great fight, I think.
Yeah, because it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Because it's obviously, as we said, I think originally it was April the 11th. It got scheduled for, then it was changed to, I think, July the 11th, then there was an October date. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's finally here, and every fight fan is looking forward, including myself. I'm a fight fan. It's been a long time coming, and again, it's one of those fights where every day you wake up, you change your mind who you believe will win the fight. You know, it's been that kind of fight. So I'm really looking forward to seeing it.
It's one of the sort of strongest domestic heavyweight fights we've seen for a long time. You know, it's for the British, Commonwealth and European titles. As you say, it's 50-50, not by the bookies. The bookies have got Dubois as clear favourite. But I think for people in the boxing world, it's very 50-50. There's a lot of people, I think, in the boxing world thinking more Joyce that I've seen. But do you think that, obviously, for them it's been a long time coming, it's still going to be behind closed doors? Do you think that's going to have an effect on either of them?
I don't think it'll have a massive effect, really. Maybe I think, you know, if something happens and, you know, the little buzz from the crowd, it gives them a bit more adrenaline, you know, if someone's got a hurt fighter in there. But I don't think it'll make a massive difference. You know, they've both boxed, you know, good level amateur round, you know, tournaments, and they've been there when there's no one really there anyway watching. So they've got enough experience, both of them. So it shouldn't make a massive difference, but maybe takes away from that buzz a little bit, I think.
Yeah, because I think the reason it was being sort of pushed back was because Frank Warren really wanted the crowd for this fight, didn't he? Yeah,
most definitely. I mean, look, every fighter will tell you this is show business. You know, the crowd does play a role. In some cases, a very big role. Like Solomon just said, you know, they're both, obviously Joe being the more decorated amateur, he's fought through his journeys probably in halls when there's absolutely nobody there. So they're used to that type of environment. You know, I don't think it'll be a big factor. They'll be so into this fight that wouldn't come into play at all for both fighters.
Because they're both undefeated in the pro ranks. I think we've got some stats for them. They are obviously, you know, they're similar in their pro fights that they've had. It's very similar records, actually. Obviously, the age difference is the major thing. Joyce is 35, Daniel Dubois is only 23. Joyce had 11 fights, Dubois had 15, but they both had, obviously undefeated, and they've both had all their fights except for one each were knocked by knockout. Joyce 6'6", Daniel Dubois 6'5". Joyce, I think, came in about a stone heavier than Daniel Dubois. But Joyce has actually, he seems a lot lighter than in the summer especially. He's a lot lighter than what we saw.
Yeah, then his last fight, you know, he had that tune-up fight in the summer. You know, I think he had a bit of a short turnaround from when he's got told to fight. I think he had a couple of 3 weeks, you know, proper hard training camp. You know, he's a bit overweight, and their team knew themselves that he was a bit, you know, carrying a bit excess, but he's had a good long camp for this. Well, he's had a couple of camps really for this fight, so you know, he's got no excuses, and he's coming on the scales and he's looking trim, man. They're both looking good.
Well, yeah, they've both had tune-up fights in the summer, so they've experienced the behind closed doors before, but it's obviously slightly different for this fight because it's, you know, it's a lot more pressure and it's a bigger fight. But Solomon, you're actually quite a good person to have talking about this fight, because you have sparred both Daniel Dubois and Joyce in this camp. Right. You were called a mole in the camp, because obviously you've signed.
Oh, you're the mole.
apparently.
You've signed with S-Jam Boxing, who is the same management as Joyce. And just talk to us about that, sparring both guys.
Firstly, there's no mole business going on, you know. I was just there for sparring, you know, no intel or anything like that. I wasn't an undercover agent, you know. But yeah, the sparring for me is just great sparring. You know, they've got a big fight coming up, and to get in there and spar and improve myself, you know, for to see where I'm at that level as well. So it was good sparring. You know, I did a good few weeks with both, and doing a lot of preparation with them, and it's been good work for both of them and for myself, of course.
Because you've also been sparring AJ as well.
Yeah, I've sparred AJ a lot over the last couple of years, being on the GB squad. You know, he trains up there at Sheffield with Rob McCracken, who's the head of our GB boxing squad anyway. So I've done a lot of rounds with AJ over the years as well. So it's been just a great experience of, you know, top level sparring for me. You know, so yeah, I've had a lot of good experience sparring.
And so obviously, as we said in the intro, you've just turned over to the pro ranks.
Yeah.
Just talk to us about this sort of decision to do that now.
Yeah. Well, obviously with everything going on in the world, it's a bit, you know, mad. And with the Olympics got postponed a year, and there's still qualification to take place, which, you know, I may or may not have had the opportunity to get. So for me, it was waiting, not only waiting another year, but also waiting for a chance that I might not get anyway. So for me, I was going to turn pro this year anyway on my boxing career timeline. So I thought I'll just, you know, make the move now instead of waiting for a chance and wasting, you know, a year, because this boxing game, it's a short career, you know, and you don't get any younger. So I thought I'd get cracking now, really.
And Don, last time I saw you, I think it was Halloween for the Chisora Usyk fight. I saw you in action in the corner for Florian Marcoux, who is in with the same management as well as you and Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
He got the job done, devastating fashion. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, Florian is not really widely known by the British boxing fans. They call him the Albanian King. Obviously, he's from Albania, and he's very popular over back home in his country.
A massive ticket seller.
He's huge. He's got a really good background because he's former MMA fighter, former kickboxer, and he's made an introduction into the British. People on the circuit know of him, but widely the fans are not familiar with him yet. Obviously, that fight you saw a couple of weeks ago, it was almost like a good introduction for the British fight fans, and what a way to be introduced, get yourself introduced or be known to the British fans. And yeah, we've had a lot of interest. A lot of people are now starting to talk about him, and he's going to make a big impact within his weight category in this country in coming months.
Because he's just signed with Matchroom, I saw.
That's correct. That only happened yesterday. Yeah. And there was a few people after his signature, after that performance. And when I say to you, a ticket seller, this kid, if you got him, this is no exaggeration, if you had like a 20,000, like O2 for instance, he will fill O2 on his own. And he's only had that fight 2 weeks ago was his 7th professional fight. And that's how much
that's a shame it was behind closed doors.
Absolutely. But we fingers crossed that this whole thing will subside and we can get back to some kind of normality for all sorts of reasons.
Hopefully, yeah, because he is someone who needs a crowd, because we saw him before.
Yeah, very exciting fighter.
Yeah, it's just, if he sells that many tickets, got that many fans, he deserves something.
Very exciting fighter.
Definitely. Yeah. As well as the main fight tonight for Daniel Dubois, Joe Joyce, we are also going to be watching some of the undercard fights. At the moment, I think we were watching Jack Massey, the cruiserweight contest against Muhammad Ali Bayat, I think it is. Yeah. Interesting fight that we were watching, because your fighter, Jordan Thompson, was potentially lined up to fight Jack Massey, is that right? That's
correct. It was for an eliminator for the British title. And it's good to be watching Jack and observing.
So do you think that's a potential fight for the future?
Most definitely.
Interesting. And from what we saw, it hadn't finished yet. I think this fight might have finished now. Were you impressed with what you saw? Do you think that...
Oh, most definitely. You know, he's improved a lot from... I watched him against Riakporhe for the British title. And it was, it was a very, very close fought contest. And in my opinion, Riakporhe shaded it. But having watched that and watching this tonight, there's a lot of adjustments and improvement Jack has made. So, we are my fighter, Jordan Thompson, is looking forward to having that fight.
Perfect.
Some point in the year.
To see who the winner was. We haven't got it on. But so also, now obviously you've turned pro. Yep. This year is crazy. We don't actually know. Fights there's less fights, fights on each card. And when are you hoping to sort of get going? What is the plan?
The plan, hopefully, this next week or two, I'll have a promotional deal sorted. I've got a few offers on the table. We're just going to cement that in the next week, probably. Get that announced, and hopefully we can get out January time on one of the shows. January, maybe at end of January. So not too long. It's only a couple of months away. hopefully just get cracking then from January next year, so we can get the ball rolling. Yeah.
So are you going to be training sort of on it through Christmas, or are you going to?
Yeah, training through Christmas. I'm always training anyway. I'm one of those. I stay in the gym most of the time. You can afford a rest day if you try and make the week work, so that Christmas Day is the rest day. We'll make sure that happens. But yeah, I'll be training constantly all the time anyway. So to get ready for pro debut, it's a big fight. It's your first one out there. You want to look good, so I want to look really impressive. So I'm going to be staying on it really.
And as I said earlier, you are in the same management as Joyce, Florian Marcoux, so S-Jam Boxing. What made you sort of go down that route of that management? Because they're quite an exclusive small management company, aren't they?
That's one of the reasons as well. I think they've got only a small stable of fighters, but they really focus on them. They haven't got like 100 fighters they're managing with someone looking after 20 fighters, someone else looking after 20 fighters. He's really looking after each fighter individually, and I like what they was doing. They've pathed Joe's career really well. He's had some great matchups, and he's won them all. And Sam Jones was speaking to me for a while before I signed with him. We got a little relationship going on, and it was just an easier transition then to turn over with him. And I liked what he was doing, from the management side of things.
Also, which you can just see on the screen, that Jack Massey has got the win on points. So he's actually got that. So what do you think is next for him? Will it be a fight with Jordan Thompson? What do you think Jack will be looking for after this?
Well, it depends. I mean, obviously, his management team, obviously, for him to go for the British title, we are after the same thing. Yeah. So definitely our paths will cross. If not for the British, it'll be for something else in the future.
Yeah, because it's all the cruiserweight division is very strong domestically. Riakporhe did have the British title, but he's vacated it. No one really knows why, what sort of route he's wanting to take. The fight it was meant to happen between Chris Billam-Smith and Dion Juma, but that's been postponed. But there's also some issues around Dion Juma's eye injury, I think. So it's sort of wide open at the moment in the domestic level, the cruiserweight division.
Yeah, it really is, and obviously I have a vested interest in that. That my guy, I personally rate Jordan Thompson very, very highly. He's unbeaten, as you know. He's a future champion in that weight division. Domestically, apart from O'Coley, who's fighting for the world title, I believe he's number 2 in that. This is my own opinion, how much I rate him. He's very, very good, and the future will prove that.
What do you think is next for Riakporhe? Now he vacated the British title. What do you think is he's sort of planning to do next? As you say, Lawrence Coley is fighting for the world title. What do you think is sort of next for everyone else?
Well, obviously his management team. I'm not sure who manages him, and is he on the Matchroom, Riakporhe?
I think he is actually.
Yeah, so obviously they've got plans for him. Unbeaten. If he's dropped the British title for whatever reason, I'm sure they've got plans. You don't drop the British title unless you've got a firm, concrete plan, i.e. for the European, and going into maybe a few international fights, and then perhaps see what happens with O'Coley. That's a fight could potentially happen in the future with the Riakporhe and O'Coley.
Because I do think that people were surprised that he vacated, because they were thinking maybe he'd defend the title, because there was a bit of. Although you said you thought he edged the win.
I was there live at your call.
A lot of people thought they weren't sure.
Yeah, it was a very close fought, but he did touch canvas, so that may have swayed it. Not in my eyes. I think Riakporhe did win, but Jack Massey touching canvas doesn't help his case. So
yeah, I mean, a good win for Jack Massey tonight, because that was a tough opponent for him tonight. The other undercard fights, I think we've got David Adelaide, who is fighting. I think he's fighting next, if that's right. If we don't actually know the order, because they've kept changing.
Another exciting, explosive heavyweight.
And then we've got Jack Catterall fighting, and Hamzah SHeeraz is also fighting, defending his European title. So they're the fights before the main event. We've also got a competition that last time, if you watched the last live watch along that we did, we had a bit of white collar boxing going on in the background. The next one on that is happening on the 13th of February. So it's on the KO Cup YouTube channel. They have given us some merchandise from Usyk. It's a signed framed Usyk photo. So basically you can win that competition. All you've got to do is subscribe to the KO Cup YouTube channel, and then you'll automatically be entered into that. So that's all you've got to do. Just subscribe to their channel. That's the KO Cup YouTube channel, and then you'll be automatically entered to win that. And the White Collar Boxing Show, the next one that they are doing, the Rumble Live, is February 13th. So I just want to talk to you about the sort of white collar boxing. Obviously, Don, you were here last time. We saw some of it going on. Quite a lot of action. It was quite good actually when we were watching it.
Very, very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. They always are. And like I said last time, I'll reiterate, my only concern, I'm a fan of it. I think it's something that needs to exist, because there's all these guys out there who otherwise, what would they be doing? You know, a lot of guys would have wanted to box at some point in their life. This gives them an opportunity to do it. Yeah. My only concern is the health aspect of the safety aspect of it, provided all the right precautions are taken. After all, whether you got professional boxing or white collar, you're still being punched in the head. So provided the organizers who are putting these shows on take all the necessary safety approach, then I'm all for it.
What do you think, Sal? Are you a keen fan of white collar boxing?
I want to say I'm a keen fan, but you got to be careful with the white collar. It's very hit and miss. You know, you can get some good matchups in there, and I've been to some myself. You know, they're very entertaining. You know, like Don says, it's very entertaining. You know, everyone really gets behind it, because a lot of the time it's, you know, someone, you know, their mate's gone for a fight. You know, they've never really had one before, and everyone's getting behind it. It's a bit of a buzz, but they've just got to be careful with the matchmaking. You know, because a lot of the time there's no past records, so you don't know. Someone could, you know, had a few fights here and there. You don't know. Someone could never have even, you know, been punched in the head before. So they've got to be careful with the matchmaking, but it's entertaining, you know, and the nights, from what I've seen, they sell a lot of tickets, and people do get behind them, you know, so fair enough.
Yeah, because the one we watched, the KO Cup, there's no crowds anywhere at the moment, but it was in the gym, so it must have been very intense. You know, silence in there. It looked good. But the next one is February 13th, so get subscribing to that YouTube channel, the KO Cup, and you can win the Usyk signed merchandise.
October 2020, we made history at the Southmorton Boxing Club by staging the world's first behind closed doors white collar boxing show. We got over 10,000 views on the night across 103 countries. Now we're bringing the live rumble back, bigger and better than before. Follow the fighters in the build-up and vote on the night for your favourites. See all the thrills, spills and skills from the best in white collar boxing, live and free at the KO Cup.
So just obviously we've got the undercard fights before the main fight. I think it's David Adelaide is fighting next. How much do you know about him? Have you seen much from him? He's an exciting young prospect.
Yeah, I've seen him, you know, on the pro scene as he's turned over. I've seen him on these shows, and he looks very explosive and exciting at the moment. You know, and he should against, you know, the opposition for his first few fights. It's all about looking good, you know, and he seems very strong, you know, very explosive and exciting. So he's one to watch out for. So hopefully, you know, it'll be a good fight he's in now. And, you know, he'll move up the levels, you know, as he goes on in his career. But for now, I think he's looking good, to be honest. Yeah,
this is him. They've just got in the ring now. Yeah. Have you seen much of him, Don? Have you watched his previous fight?
Yes, I have actually. He's actually, when Derek was preparing to fight Dillian Whyte for the second Dillian Whyte fight, he was one of the sparring partners we had employed for the sparring. And I got a very close look at him then. He's very determined, hungry, disciplined boxer, and I think he's gonna make an impact domestically at the moment with the heavyweight division. And there's a lot of young people coming through. We've got one sitting right next to us here, and I wish you all the best, because it's really exciting times for to be a heavyweight, especially in this country right now. We've got so many heavyweights coming through, young heavyweights, and it's really. Britain is going to have a massive part to play in the future where the heavyweight division is concerned. Definitely. All the weights generally, but heavyweights we're going to be represented very strongly, in my opinion, based on what I've seen.
It's an exciting division. Obviously, you're just turning over, but how excited are you to get involved? You know, and get fighting these guys?
I can't wait to get in the mix. You know, and just put myself, you know, through the levels on there, and hopefully, you know, climb myself to the top of the pile. You know, when I turn over, so I'm going to get started very soon as well, man. So, but for now, they can enjoy the fights that they got going on. You know, this will be interesting fight because this opponent, this Whitaker, he took a scalp of another Warren boxer, Jonathan Pilata, who was undefeated. I was at that show, and he got an unexpected win. So he's got to be careful with this guy. You know, he should win at Adelaide, but you know it's not an easy walkover. This guy took a scalp of a Queensbury boxer heavyweight that was undefeated before, so just be a bit wary. But if he's switched on Adelaide as he should be, you know, take no prisoners. He should take care of him really.
Because another heavyweight fight that is actually happening, well, it's in the early hours of the morning. You may have seen the sort of pre-video we did for it. Is Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. returning to the ring. So it's happening, I think, sort of 4 a.m. I think it's going to be in LA. So they are returning to the ring. It's for an exhibition fight. So apparently not a proper fight, but they can now. The rules have changed throughout the sort of few weeks of the sort of build-up. They can now knock out. There is going to be a winner, so there's going to be judges. They've got no head guards, 12-ounce gloves. So when they say an exhibition fight, it's just sounding like an actual fight. The only time it's going to get stopped is if someone gets cut, it will get stopped. It's 8 2-minute rounds. Obviously, they're 54 and 51. So it's like the opposite end of the scale. You know, we're talking about the prospects, heavyweight prospects, and then on the same night, we've got that fight going on.
Yeah. It's an interesting one again, you know, with Tyson and Jones. You know, like it's going to pick up the interest, but a lot of people want to let the legends, you know, leave it be, and I think maybe they should leave it be, but they might just, you know, want to, you know, get a bit of ego about it, you know, to get a few quid as well. So, you know, they want to just have that fire and have a little fight and put another stamp on their legacy from, you know, back in the day. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting one. But I think with the rules, no knockouts, can you have knockouts? I think there's been a bit of back and forth. I think they realise, you know, Mike Tyson, if he's in a fight and he's going to punch you, there's a very high chance he's going to knock you out. So, you know, if you say no knockouts to Tyson, you might as well say no punching.
Well, yeah, because it's almost, I think they've almost said, oh, you can, maybe there's knockouts allowed. Because when someone's knocked out, it's too late to say there's no knockouts. Like if you've knocked someone out, you can't have a rule for that. It's already happened. So I wonder if that's, they think actually we can't say that's not allowed because it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I think they realise that because, you know, like I said, they initially said no knockout. I mean, you can't really have two greats like that. One thing, the last thing they say a boxer loses is their punch. Yeah, either of them still can hit. All that you lose is your punch resistance. So, yeah, they had to reintroduce that. Yes. If you have the opportunity to knock you off, makes it more real. Makes it more real. Otherwise, they probably would have realised that if they took that out of it, then people would lose interest. After all, the bloodthirst public are looking for a knockout. They don't want to see anyone get hurt, but they want to see a spectacular knockout.
Yeah, because I think when Mike Tyson originally said he was going to come out of retirement, we didn't actually know who he was going to fight. I think everyone liked the idea of it. They were like, yes, want to watch Mike Tyson again, but no one wanted to see a legend that they liked getting knocked out. Like, it's different to think, oh, it's great they're making a return, but then imagine Mike Tyson getting knocked out. No one wants to see that or getting hurt. You know, it is different, but it is definitely proving a sort of interest in the world of boxing. Everyone doesn't like it, but they are saying
most
they're going to watch
definitely
it.
people, you know, the public, the boxing public, we're all the same. You say you're not gonna watch it, then obviously you will end up watching it, whether live or on YouTube. You know, so
yeah, because I would prefer to not see men in their 50s, regardless of whether they've been boxing or not,
totally agree.
To do it. But I do think that I can't not. I couldn't not watch it. You know, even if I knew the result, I still have to watch it.
Absolutely to see it.
Even if
I don't know if you remember, it was not supposed to be Roy Jones initially. It was Holyfield.
Yeah.
And that's really what I would have liked to have been happening tonight. You know, Mike Tyson against Holyfield rather than Jones. That was my preference. So Holyfield didn't go for it for whatever reason in the end. I don't know. So but anyway, it'll still be an intriguing thing to know the result.
There's still time potentially for that to happen if Mike Tyson wins.
Well, this is what we said earlier on about. I hope this is not something that's going to be an ongoing thing. Maybe
because on the undercard, there's a YouTuber against an NBA player, and
Jake Paul, and
there you go.
So there's all the sort of not proper boxing, but you understand why the promoters do it. It's massive money making.
It's entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
So it's sort of becoming a niche market, whereas it's boxing, but not with professional
Yeah.
boxers. So
Yeah.
it is. There's a lot of it going on, but there is a lot of other talk of other, people coming out of retirement, and Oscar De La Hoya saying he wants to come out. I think
we touched on that earlier, and I hope that's
he's
not.
47.
We hope that's not, especially the fighter he's talking about fighting against. You said it, Solomon.
Golovkin,
That would be not advisable.
No.
Yeah,
That's a suicide mission.
yeah, not advisable.
And you wouldn't think Oscar De La Hoya would need the money at all, because obviously he runs a very
he
successful
don't need the
promotion.
money.
He doesn't need the money.
doesn't need
He's
the
just
money.
doing that for.
It's an ego. These guys,
ego
that when they retire, you don't want they miss being spoken about. They miss the limelight, and a lot of them do it for that reason, and which is probably the wrong. Any reason is the wrong reason, whether it's you miss being in the limelight or you miss the money. So I advise every young fighter, including yourself, you're just about to embark on a professional career. It's a hard-earned money.
Yeah, that's it.
Save, invest. I tell my own son the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Save, invest.
Yeah.
Okay, because you don't want to be like these guys, retire and then you're coming back to fight at 50 for whatever reason. No, not advisable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we were talking earlier about Danny Williams, he's 47 and he's still. I think he said a few times he was going to retire, but he just hasn't. Oh yeah, Whitaker's knocked down.
Adelaide's put him on the deck. He's
Yeah, it's
boxing
good.
quite sharp,
Good. Yeah,
He's put him
Second
down.
round.
He'll probably get him out of here quite soon, to be honest. I think it was an overhand right hook he put him down with.
Yeah, I think this fight might be over quite soon. But yeah, Danny Williams is still actually at 47. He's still fighting, presumably because he needs the money. That's the only thing you could think of, really, that he would be doing it still for.
100%. I know him personally because when I say he was my junior at my amateur club. I was a senior super heavyweight. He was up and coming. I'm like 11 years older than him. I was a 26-year-old man, and he was like 15. And he used to spar me for my when I was in the ABAs, preparing for the ABAs. And to see him still campaigning, very often I call him and said, Dan, come on. And he's doing it purely, said, to pay for his children's private education. Good cause, but I always encourage him to. I believe he's had his last fight. I don't think you're going to see him again. I believe he's retired.
He didn't look great in the last fight. I don't think
he hasn't looked great for a long time, but he realizes, and he's got a lot of good people around him, family, and we've advised him to, come on, pack it up, because you've got to think of your health. You might be putting your children through education, private education. That's very, very good, but you need to be healthy to be able to watch them grow up as well.
Yeah, it's no good if he's injured or worse.
Absolutely,
from boxing.
Yeah.
Too late. Yeah, definitely. I've not been watching.
Yeah, we've got a stoppage. Adelaide put him down twice.
It stopped him, has it?
I think
they waved it off. Yeah,
they gave him a
There's no
timeout,
point.
and then I think they just waved it off. Yeah,
there's no point.
Was that in second round?
Second round,
One.
he was overwhelming him, really.
Yeah.
It wasn't a one knockout punch, but he was overwhelming him. So
yeah, he looks like a very promising prospect.
Yeah.
I think the fight after this is possibly Jack Catterall, but we're not actually sure what order everything's going in. We don't know. It might be Hamzah SHeeraz, actually. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
He's been in camp with Fury, 2 camps now. David.
Yeah.
He's done with Fury.
Yeah, he's looked very good in all his fights so far. So this will take him, I think, to 4-0.
Yeah, 4-0 now.
Yeah, he's got the win. Another fight, heavyweight fight I want to talk about. On the 12th of December, I think it's only 2 weeks away, which seems, I can't get my head around that December is that soon. Anthony Joshua versus Pulev is happening. Obviously, the return to the ring for AJ this year. The last fights last year, he had a bit of an up and down year with the Ruiz defeat and then regaining his titles. What are you expecting from him for this fight?
From Joshua, I think I've said to a few people now, he's starting to season himself as a champion, similar to like Klitschko was. He got those bouts. He's learned how to really box and win fights now. It's not all about just blowing the people out. He's really learning how to make sure he does what he needs to win the fight and secure that. So he's really getting a bit more settled into being a champion boxer, and yeah, he's taking his time, but I think he can still get Pulev out there. Pulev's dangerous, you know. He's only lost to Klitschko, but he'll get him out of there. I think Joshua, you know, he'll take his time now, though. He's trying to take his time, you know. He realises he's got 12 rounds. He doesn't need to rush everything in the first couple. You know, it'll take him time, break him down, and I think he'll stop Pulev and get him out of there.
Do you think that maybe the defeat was the best thing that's almost happened to him? Obviously not at the time, but he's learnt maybe to, because everything sort of was easy before, you know, he found he got wins easily, and maybe he's actually learnt he needs to box a bit more, he needs to really pay attention to his opponents.
Yeah. I think that, you know, sometimes it takes a defeat to realise what your weaknesses were, you know, the weaknesses that might have already been there, but it takes something to bring them out. So it's brought about a positive change for him. You know, he's brought in new trainers after it that are helping him with his boxing, ring IQ and stuff like that. And, you know, he's just improving all the time. You know, he's a student in the game, Joshua. He's not naive. He doesn't think, you know, he's going to beat everyone every time. He's took a loss and he's adjusted and come back. So there's nothing more he can really do at the moment.
Don, do you think there's any chance that there can be an upset? Pulev can cause an upset on that night?
When two men are in the ring, especially in the heavyweight division, anything's possible. Yeah. You know, this fight was meant to have actually happened a couple of years ago when Pulev pulled out through injury and Takam stepped in to take his place. It was supposed to happen in Cardiff, if I remember right. Yeah. And like I said, this fight was supposed to take place. But yeah, anything can happen when two heavyweights are in the ring. Like Solomon said, Pulev have only had the one loss against the great Klitschko, and he was in the fight. You know, he was in that fight prior to being stopped. No, I don't see anything but a Joshua win. But he obviously Josh has learned from his loss that you can't blow everyone out. He's gonna be more savvy with his approach to this one. After the loss, you take positives out of, although it was a negative when he lost, but he takes positives out of it by his approach would be, I would say, more cautious.
Yeah.
Because Pulev's 39 now, so do you think he's sort of thinking of calling it a day? As we've been talking about, like boxers staying too long.
This age is a factor, and Pulev hasn't been very active. Let's bring that into. So he hasn't been very active. So that plays a massive role. The age is another factor. I really, like I said, provided Josh and I believe his team and himself will approach this in a sensible manner. He got 12 rounds to do the job. He's got the tools to dissect this man. He's got a tremendous jab. Pulev also has a very, very good jab. But Anthony Joshua, the younger man, will, I believe, approach this sensibly, break him down systematically, and I see a mid 6-7 round stoppage.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, mid rounds, you know, he'll start breaking down, stopping him. Definitely, I think so as well. So
if he gets through this fight on December 12th, obviously we're looking ahead to 2021, which is where we have been talking about AJ Fury. Obviously everybody wants this fight to happen. This is, I mean, people are excited about tonight's fight, but this is like the pinnacle. We want this to happen in 2021. Do you think that Tyson Fury is going to have a warm-up sort of fight before that?
He might do, you know, he wants to be active, but you look at Fury when he fought Wilder, you know, he hadn't boxed for how many years, he come from whatever state he was in, and he had a little warm-up fight, but he was ready to fight Wilder straight away. So I think Fury would have no problem. He's in decent shape now, you know, he's active at the moment in the grand scheme of things. And
he's staying training.
Yeah, he's staying training. So I think Fury, if the fight's offered to Fury, he'll just take it straight away, I think. It's just whether the time scale, you know, he can fit a fight in between it, but I think he'll have no problems going straight into that AJ fight. So I hope it happens, because that's a mega fight, you know. All the bouts undisputed in Britain. That's going to be a real good fight, and I hope it happens next year. I hope it really does, you know. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I hope it. I mean, the only thing at the moment that is looking like it won't, the reason it won't happen is because of the no crowd situation. You cannot have that fight with no crowd. You just can't.
That's a stadium fight, yeah.
Yeah, and probably it won't even be in the UK. There's talk of. So there's that's the only sort of hindrance, I think, at the moment.
We're hoping by the summer. Hopefully, that's a summer fight. Yeah. That's a Wembley fight. Yeah. You know, sell out Wembley. I mean, he won't get bigger. I don't think it's ever happened. Two British champions, British heavyweights. holding world titles, a unification. It's never happened in my lifetime, and you know how big would that be? Huge. So it'd be a shame not to have it with crowds, and I believe they're gonna hold that. We'll hopefully by the summer we can have a crowd and sell out Wembley, and it'll be. I mean, listen, it's a mouth-watering event.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be so good if it happens. It'll be so good. Although there is talk, I think, as of the 2nd of December, when England are out of lockdown, that some fans are allowed back.
A certain percentage of fans will be allowed back into venues.
So it's either 1,000 or 2,000, depending on what tier.
I've seen a couple of thousand, or even up to 4,000. I've seen with some tiers. You know, I think it depends on the stadium, the size of the venue. Yeah. But they're gonna get a couple thousand back soon. So for that Joshua Pulev fight, I think there might be some people in there. We'll just see how it goes at a time. You know, with this coronavirus, you just don't know until, you know, you got to just take it step by step, because who knows, 1 minute you go forward, two minutes later you go backwards. So we just have to see at the time. But a few fans in now, it should be good to start trickling them in.
I bet Frank Warren is gutted this hasn't. It's not happened a week earlier for this.
But you know, I'd like to think that obviously we'd prefer to have a live audience. I'd like to think that the sales pay-per-view, this will increase the pay-per-view sales, because
this one's not pay-per-view.
Is it not?
You know what? They actually took it off the pay-per-view. It was supposed to be initially. But
okay.
Yeah, I think they've all took
right.
a bit of
okay, I did.
They've taken a massive cut.
Okay, for it. Well, you have to acknowledge and admire the fighters. They're fighting, and they've had to make that sacrifice just to have the fight. For the fight fans, deserve it, because we're always paying for these fights. So it's good to have a real fight like this, of this magnitude, that they didn't have to pay for. So it's a Christmas, pre-Christmas present to the fans.
Because the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. is pay-per-view later, but this one isn't. But obviously there's going to be hopefully crowds for the December shows, but then after Christmas, you know, because they've let us all off a few days at Christmas, then there's quite a few fights planned for January, which is unusual for boxing, because normally January there's not really anything going on, but there is a few shows, but maybe we'll all be back in lockdown, and then they'll be back to no crowds again, so it could be like a backwards. You just don't know, do you?
We hope not.
That's the only slight worry. But we do have some footage from the weigh-in last night, which we want to show you for Dubois Joyce. Just a little reminder and a little pre-excitement for the show. So this is what happened last night at the weigh-ins.
The undefeated former Commonwealth, WBA Continental, and WBA Gold heavyweight champion, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. 18 stone, 6 pounds, 14 ounces for Joe Joyce. And now we will welcome to the scale the defending champion from Greenwich, London, England. He is undefeated with 15 wins. 14 of his 15 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending champion, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. 17 stone, 6 pounds, 6 ounces for Daniel Dubois.
So the weigh-in done last night. They did come in almost pretty much a stone difference. So Joe Joyce is a stone heavier. I was surprised by that, but when I spoke to you earlier about it, neither of you were surprised by that.
No. If you look at Joe Joyce, you know, in the flesh, he's just a big unit of a guy. You know, he's got big legs, big upper body. He's just a big unit. You know, he's well balanced, but he's just a big guy. You know, he's 6'6", a bit taller than Dubois. You know, he's just a very thick and dense built guy. You know.
Yeah, because he came in at 18 stone 6 and Dubois 17 stone 6 pounds 6 ounces. So that is quite light. Well, it's lighter for Joe Joyce. Do you think he's deliberately done that? He does look in great shape. Don, do you think it's to try and maybe change the tactics, get a bit more speed? Do you think that he's deliberately he's gone a bit lighter than he has been recently?
This is a serious fight. This is there's lots of reasons why you'd come at certain weights for certain fights. This is a meaningful fight, so he has to come at a weight that his team and himself feels he operates efficiently. He'll carry the speed, the power. So that's their chosen way. Joe's a very seasoned, well-travelled campaigner. He would by now know what his best fighting way is, especially for this type of fight. The opposition he's fighting, they've come in. I believe it's a very good weight for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he looks very good. He looks like he's fresh. You know, obviously people are making a big thing about the fact that he's 35 now. Dubois is only 23, but I think he looks the best he's looked in a long time.
Yeah, you know, like I said, he's had a couple of training camps for this fight. You know, it's been postponed, and he's got everything spot on. Really, you know, he's in great shape, and as he should be for a fight of this magnitude. So he's left no stone unturned. You know, the age factor. He started boxing late, so he hasn't got, you know, so many miles on the clock. You know, from a young age, he's got a lot of experience, but you know, he's not been in the game for, you know, like 20 plus years. You know, he's been in the game for about 10-ish years, or just over 10-12 years, I think. So for him, really, he should be like in his prime years, I think. Yeah,
because he was so good as an amateur, Joe Joyce. He missed. He got the silver medal at the Olympics, just missed out on gold. You know, a lot of people said he was sort of.
I saw the fight. I believe he won the gold.
Yeah, same.
There was a big story behind him getting awarded silver, which is really unfair, because Tony Yoko, his partner, who became his wife, she won gold at a weight category in the Olympics, Rio Olympics. So it was a very romantic story for the press, for her potential future husband. And they're both French. You know, politics shouldn't be involved, because people work all their life to go to the Olympics. Then you go there, you won the fight, and then for those reasons you get awarded silver. To me, Joe Joyce is an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he is really, in terms of his, you know, what he achieved in the ring. He is that gold medalist. Just outside the ring, you know, unfortunately, that can be how amateur boxing goes sometimes. You know, so he's got all the credentials, Joe Joyce, really, to be honest.
Yeah, because having obviously sparred both of them, especially both in this camp.
Yeah.
Did you see anything from either of them that surprised you, or did you sort of get you obviously say that you rate, you know, Joe Joyce. Did you see anything different from him that he's maybe changed for this fight, or same with Daniel? I
don't think they've changed too much for the fight. You know, they're always improving, obviously. But with Joe, because I sparred him a few years ago on the GB squad, but I haven't been in the ring with him for a while. But you realise, you know, he's a bit more elusive than you think. You know, he's got good defence, and you know, he's a really good quality operator. You know, and I was surprised a bit by his movement, to be fair. You know, working with Salas has brought that about a bit. I think he's a bit more fluid than people give him credit for, definitely.
Well, we do actually have to talk about Salas, because his head trainer, Salas, has actually failed the COVID test, so he was positive for COVID. Luckily, he didn't come into contact with Joe Joyce from his trip back to America, so the fight can still go ahead because of that, but it means that Joe Joyce doesn't have his head trainer, Salas, in his corner. Do you think that that's going to affect him? Do you think, you know, the team that they've got in now is going to be, there's people who have worked with him for a while, so do you think it's going to affect him at all?
To some degree, yes. For a fight of this magnitude, the experience, you can't buy experience. Steve Boughton has done a tremendous job as an assistant coach to Salas, and Steve has played a massive role in Joe's preparation. So it's not like he's a total stranger to Joe. He's very familiar with Joe. But like I said, corners can win and lose your fights also. The only thing missing, I believe Jimmy Tibbs, the great Jimmy Tibbs, if I use the word great, because the man is great, it's in Joe Joyce's corner to assist, keep an eye on Steve, a young coach, up-and-coming coach. That's the only difference in terms that where the experience, you might need that experience from Salas. He knows Joe inside that. That's the only thing I would say that we're missing. Should they need that experience, depending on how the fight is going, okay? But Sir Jimmy Tibbs is there, and I believe he will be able to direct and help Steve if he's needed.
Well, we're just looking on the screen now. Jack Catterall has come out. He's facing Huya, a guy who's French. So we'll just get the stats up for the fighters now. Catterall obviously undefeated. He's 27. Hui is 33. Jack Catterall's had 25 fights, 25 wins, 13 by knockout. His opponent, Hui, has had 16 fights, won 14 of them, 2 by KO, and he's got 2 losses on his record. So it's not an easy fight for Catterall. He would be expected to win. He's been obviously out of the ring for I think a year. There's been a sort of long wait for he's mandatory. You know, he's now stepped aside, taken step aside money. So he's hopefully going to fight for the world title soon. But he's taken this fight because I think he needs to just stay active. Do you think this is a good fight for him to take? It's not an easy fight. He probably could have fought someone who was just a sort of easy win. Yeah. But how do you think he's going to sort of go about this fight?
Yeah, with this fight, you know, I think staying active, you know, and maybe not going for the fights that just yet that he's going for the world title. Mm-hmm. You don't want an easy touch because you want to keep yourself, you know, understanding that the level that you're gonna have to be at. You know, you don't want to lose sharpness. You want to stay sharp. So you need a live opponent that's gonna, you know, keep you, you know, sort of at your peak and keep you in your prime sort of thing. So he needs a live opponent, someone decent, so that he can get a good win under his belt. Hopefully, if he wins, and look good, it gives you that confidence as well. You won't gain much confidence from getting, you know, a journeyman out of there. Yeah. Someone with a decent record who'll feel good about winning.
Yeah, because he is obviously mandatory challenger to Jose Ramirez, but he's stepped aside to allow him to face Josh Taylor, and then they've promised that the winner will then face Jack Catterall. Yeah. I think Jack Catterall said he would like to face Josh Taylor. He would for the belts. How do you see that fight, or to either, regardless of sort of who he fights? How do you see it going?
Well, with Taylor and Catterall, if potentially
that happens,
yeah. I mean, he's got to Taylor's got to overcome the opponent he's fighting.
Yeah.
If he does, Taylor, I rate him very, very highly, and to me, no disrespect to Jack, there's only one winner if he were to face Taylor. And
do you think that? How do you see the fight, the initial fight going between Taylor and Ramirez? How do you see that one going?
I fancy Taylor is an exceptional operator. It really is something else. It's special.
Yeah. Do you see it the same?
Similar way, yeah. Josh Taylor, you know, he's really exceptional. You know, he's come onto the scene as a champion, and he's still showing that level. You know, as a champion, you know, he's really up there. He's really a great boxer.
Yeah, because I mean, Jack's been waiting quite a long time in the mandatory spot, I think. He obviously trains out of Jamie Moore's gym, so you can see Jamie Moore in the corner. Their gym has had a great sort of time recently. Chantal Cameron winning the world title, and obviously Carl Frampton's in the gym, and Martin Murray from the gym is fighting Billy Joe Saunders next week. So there's a lot going on in that gym. We'll just listen to what's happening.
I think it's good, you know, in the gym when you've got world champions floating around, you know, you've got that world caliber mindset. You know, I think it just rubs up on everyone else around you. You
100%.
know, you know that's the level. You know, it sets a certain level, and I'm sure people don't want to be the one to drop the level and the standards in the gym. You know, if you've got world champions walking around, so it can only mean good things.
Yeah, because the opponent here, he was in the 2012 Olympics competing there, so he's a tough opponent. Yeah.
He's decent, but his knockout record doesn't suggest he's a puncher. No, so I can see why they would take this type of fight for Jack. Yeah. The high risk, don't want to jinx it for him, but the guy's records, when you read it out, doesn't suggest he's a puncher. Yeah. So you will take such fights. Obviously, don't get hit on the chin, but his record doesn't suggest he's a puncher.
Yeah, and Jack has got quite a good record of stopping his opponents early.
He's landed a couple of good, you know, backhands down the piper. Catterall in this fight, you know, he's caught him clean, and it's only round one. He's touching downstairs with his jab, and he's bringing the backhand up to the top, and he's quite effective. And from round one, that's a good thing, you know, a good sign when you're jabbing down to the body, you know, and you bring his opponents down. I think over 10 rounds, again. He'll bring his hands down, and he'll be looking to go over the top after a couple of rounds and probably start to get him out of there.
Yeah, he'll probably want this to be as over
yeah,
quick.
Definitely want to stop him, definitely. But he's putting some good jabs to the body there, you know, and they take the wind out of your hand. They start to make you think, you know, to bring your hands down, and they're a great set-up shot jab to the body. Shouldn't be neglected at all.
Yeah, because Jack's last fight was last November. So it's a year he's been out. Yeah. But then normally you would say, that's quite a long time to be out the ring. But in this current climate, pretty much everyone's
in the
close
same-
everyone's
to
on
a
the
year,
same
haven't
thing.
they?
Yeah.
A lot of, and some people more. If they didn't get one in towards the end of the year, then they sort of
Exactly.
miss their chance. And it's been over a year for a lot of people.
Yeah, everyone's in a similar boat. It's not like, you know, people have had that injury and missed out. A lot of people haven't really missed out on anything because everyone's sort of been mostly inactive. So
Yeah.
I think when everyone's in the same boat, you know, you can't take too much away from it. So it should be okay.
If people have been injured in this time, I bet they've been loving great time
yeah.
to be
Most
injured or to
definitely.
recover
And
from an operation.
also, I mean, I've got a stable of fighters. We've taken the opportunity to improve on things, working on things that you know, otherwise you wouldn't have time to work on because you've got fights coming out. So it's allowed. The positive side is allowed people to spend more time learning.
Yeah, you've got to take the positives, I suppose, from a really difficult time. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. They stopped.
They stood on each other's feet. That's what happens when you get a southpaw fight, and that could very often happen.
Happens
there.
often, a lot of the time.
Have you seen much of Jack Catterall's fights in the past?
I've seen a few fights, yeah.
Because he does look quite impressive in most of his performances. Obviously, he's undefeated, but he always puts on like a good performance. Tends to get people out there early.
Yeah, he's looking good here. You know, he's not being too cautious, but he's not rushing in with his head, and he's taking his time picking his shots. He's looking good.
But he's got to get that feet out of the way. I'm watching his right feet, and there are rules for the orthodox fighter. And right now, this guy is winning the battle of the feet. Yeah. If you watch where his left,
on the outside,
on the outside, Jack is in the firing line of his shots. So he's got to watch that. He's got to watch that because it's very, very important. There.
Yeah.
And you can't be doing that against Josh Taylor.
Nah.
Provided he comes through this.
Yeah, because I presume that Josh Taylor and Ramirez will be watching this.
Most definitely.
Seeing his,
of course, most definitely.
His performance. Just going to see if we can see some of the comments on the fights. What's your prediction? I know we've started this fight, but what's your prediction for this fight? Do you think it's going to go? Yeah, do you think it's going to go the distance?
Well, what I'm seeing so far, Catterall's not having it easy with this opponent. This guy is actually very good. He went to the Olympics.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. For
okay,
Tunisia,
but you could see he's well schooled. Although he's not a puncher, his record doesn't suggest he's a puncher. But he's doing all the right things here. Catterall is not having it. He's not having his own way. From what I'm looking at here, he needs to put some shots together. He's looking for the perfect shot. Which, if I were him, I'll start scoring points here. But that feet does worry me where his right foot is permanently, because in the firing line of the right hand.
Yeah, he needs to get that right foot outside his opponent's lead foot just so he can line up his backhand then, and it minimises his risk of you taking the backhand. It just gives him that angle a bit better. You know, it's a classic lineup. You know, with a southpaw and the orthodox, it's the battle for that front foot, the lead foot, to get on the outside because it gives you that alleyway to punch down the middle. And you know, starting with the feet, whoever can get that foot on the outside, you've got a much better chance of getting that backhand off.
Do you think that's what his corner will be telling Jack?
There should be. There should, if they've noticed. I mean, it's very easy for us to see from here. The corner, I'm sure, would have picked him as an experienced fighter. Should also know that. And during preparation, you would have worked on that. Normally, it's the orthodox fighter who's having problem with their foot placement against a southpaw, because southpaws are very awkward for that reason. Okay, but I don't see any attempt here for Jack. Is not moving his front. His front foot is not active at all. His front foot should be more active than what it has been. And
I think he's starting to try.
He's in the firing line. He's in the firing line of the right hand, and he's looking for the perfect shot. He should just. He's not jabbing. He's just prodding with that. He's setting up for that power hand, which he's in the firing line of the right hand.
Yeah, I think he needs to start scoring with the lead hand. You know, it does happen with the cross of the stance. You know, see how they're just fiddling with the lead hand to try and get the backhand off.
All day long is in that line, that right hand.
You should just snap a few of those lead hands. Just jab, use the jab.
Good shot.
But he's got good shots off there. But just get that jab every now and then flicking, but just put a few straight through the middle of the jab. Make it a bit of a power shot.
Yeah, because it's a 10-rounder this fight, and we're in round 3, so he's got a bit of time to.
He's got a bit of time, but he needs to start scoring points. You know, doubling up the jab, for instance, to make that guy back. He's just throwing single, not even a proper jab. He should be doubling up, backing him up like that, and then bring back the power hand.
I think he needs to. In the first round, he was putting the jab to the body quite effectively.
Yeah, that was good. He should have carried on doing that.
More of that, and it will create openings. Maybe he might have found something where there's not that much power from the opponent, so maybe he's trying to just take a shot and get his big shot off. But just keep the basics, jab it downstairs, open him up a bit more.
Do you think that he may be trying to get the rounds under his belt?
It doesn't appear to me somebody who's trying to do that. No, I think he's trying to work this guy out. Okay. The guy front foot is very active in comparison to Jack's front foot.
Yeah, it was a good shot there though.
Yeah.
But he needs to set it up a bit more because he might only get a couple off in a round. Yeah. He might adjust.
Thanks. They're going to be boiling, aren't they? Thank you. I did the right ones. I know you can't have any, can you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Sorry.
Sorry.
That's the problem if they're getting an athlete and
I say that on the camera, but I'll get McDonald's on the way back.
I know, when there's proof, you can't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I'll eat that in a minute. It's boiling hot though. I'm just trying to get the comments up from the live, but I can't seem to get them on my phone.
I can't believe how static his front foot is, man.
Yeah, it's very static.
It's trying to look. It's looking for the backhand, right, to land it. But he should create it, set it up.
Yeah.
Good shots.
That's a good combination there. He landed a good combo there, but he only got him because he put 3 together.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to get the one perfect shot off. He couldn't really get it in there, but when he's put 2 and 3 together, he's connected there, and that's probably what he should do.
Cool.
I don't want to touch it.
Thank you. Yeah, so the commentators then just said they think 3 from 3 for Jack. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed, yeah.
But he needs to do a bit more.
He needs to do more, in my opinion. He's looking for the perfect shot.
Yeah, just be a bit
you need
busier.
to set it up.
Yeah, busier with the lead hand. Make it more effective instead of flicking with it and looking for the backhand. Score a few of those lead hand shots, score the jab to the body like it was early. And score a few jabs and then get the shots off afterwards.
Hopefully, with Jamie Moore's experience, he would be telling him that in between this.
It's only a small few little reminders and adjustments that, she should really get from the corner, to be honest. But he's winning every round.
But if he wants to impress, he does need to be doing more.
Yeah,
more than
definitely.
Head clash.
Jack Catterall is cut.
Jack is cut.
Yeah, Jack is cut.
Not a big cut.
Yeah, on his eyebrow, I think he's got a cut. Yeah, that is a small cut on his eye. He's all right there.
But it seems to be spurring
This
the
watch this
opponent
guy,
on a bit,
no?
yeah, because he's seen that, and I think he might be trying to.
That's going to encourage him.
Yeah, if he can get a few shots on it and start to cause a bit more blood trickling down, he's puts him maybe a little bit back into the fight, something like that to even it up for him. But he's getting outboxed and outworked.
Yeah, it's definitely giving him some confidence.
Yeah.
Watch your heads. Well, it's caused some a bit of urgency for Jack. He start to move his feet.
Yeah. You can see he's looking for that backhand now. Is it Turkish? Is it?
No, he's from Tunisia. I think
Tunisia.
he's also he lives in France.
Tunisian.
Yeah, Tunisian.
He's looking for that backhand now. He's trying to. He tried to then loop on round to hit on that cut.
Yeah, I think this is the best round that Hui has had so far.
Yeah. I think the heads are coming together a bit there because when he's throwing his backhand, Catterall, he's leaning over with it and he's coming in with it as well. He needs to just keep it a bit longer, especially now he's got that cut. He should,
he needs to be a bit careful with that.
Be a bit more careful instead of it's like Don said, he's looking for the perfect shot. So I think he's loading up the backhand, and with that, he's bringing his head in as well.
Good shot.
Well, that's better because he went downstairs with the jab first.
Oh, watch your heads.
It is bleeding a bit more now.
Yeah, that's a good shot there. He's having more success, Catterall, when he's putting two, 3, and 4 shots together. He's getting more success. When he's fiddling a bit with the lead hand and looking for the one shot, not really. So I think that's what he needs, a bit more combination punching. I still think he's won that round, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's won
Won
all
that
of them
round.
so far.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That was a bad head clash. Hui is lucky he didn't get cut as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Jack Catterall wants it to, but I think this could go the distance.
Yeah, it could do.
Ends around 5.
Did it again there, Catterall. He didn't throw the backhand, but he squared his feet up and put his body in before he launched it.
He's going in quite recklessly. Even when he puts 3 punches together, they're all cluttered. His feet's not talking to his hands. I'm not a fan of that because you can walk onto something by doing that. A bit disorganized. He's reaching too much on the backhand.
Reaching.
The commentators said they thought Catterall lost that last round.
Maybe.
Better. Watch your heads.
Yeah, no, it's quite sloppy, man. It's quite sloppy to get clean shots off here. I think what will help Catterall is made that lead hand effective. He'll find his range off it a bit better. I think he's getting the backhand off a few times, but sometimes he's not getting the range quite right. I think he needs to when he puts the lead hand first, he gets his range better with the backhand.
He has had some good wins, Catterall.
Yeah.
Hasn't he? If you look at his record.
Definitely. Lovely shot there.
Yeah.
He put it off the jab, and again, see now he's got his range a bit better with a straight 1-2. More of that.
People are loving the pizzas. They're commenting.
He's landed another 1-2 there, Catterall. That's 3 1-2s now. When he's put it off the jab, he's landed the backhand clean 3 times in a row.
What pizza do you have, Don? People are debating what they are.
It's cheese and pineapple.
Cheese and pineapple? No ham?
No, I don't eat meat.
Oh. I don't like pineapple, let alone on pizza. But I've just got a cheese and tomato, like margarita, very boring mine is.
Yeah.
Boring. Didn't you have a spicy one last time?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't eat it. They've got it 4-1 to Catterall.
That's about right.
Would you agree?
Definitely, because it's not a question of the guy being, as in winning the fight. Is Catterall's doing a lot of fundamentals wrong. So I hope that last round looked better, like you said, Solomon. He put a couple of 1-2s, bang on target, on 3 occasions. Just get the fundamentals correct, and this fight, he'll have this fight. If not by stoppage, but cleanly. Clear winner. Just needs to organise himself. He looks very disorganised at the moment, Catterall.
Yeah.
Do you think he will have, if he gets through this, do you think he'll have another fight before the sort of world title fight?
Well, keep busy, depending on the time
Time
frame
scale.
of after the Josh Taylor's fight. Keep busy, because based on this performance, he's rusty.
He
needs activity. He can't fight Josh Taylor like this. Certainly not.
No.
Josh Taylor, it's about level. Josh Taylor's level is high level. Move that foot. There. Move that foot. Move it right now.
Yeah, he just needs a bit more dynamic with his footwork.
Yeah.
Catterall.
Move it. Keep moving it. Put him on. Then put. He's not boxing like a typical southpaw. I'll be honest with you. It's not the characteristics of a southpaw. He hasn't shown me any so far. There's a variety of shots southpaws have. The left uppercut, I haven't seen one. Either to the solar plexus or to the head. I haven't seen not one left uppercut from Jack. And it's not a criticism, this is just observations, okay, that he must. If he's thinking of getting into fights to fight such boxers as
Taylor or Ramirez.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
He threw that power shot, but his leg was in the wrong place. His front leg. Yeah. It sounds like I'm criticizing the guy. I'm not. I'm just pointing at what I'm watching.
Yeah, these are the little things that when you fight someone like Taylor, that
they'll exploit. They'll expose it and exploit it.
You get small opportunities, and you need to make them count, don't you? At them levels.
Yeah, because unless he corrects it during this fight, he's going to need a few more warm-up fights to
Most
be
definitely.
able to
Correct
that.
Most definitely.
He's coming very square then. You know, he missed the backhand, and his back leg was sort of square on with his lead leg.
These are basic things, basic fundamentals. And at a certain level, I like to think at this level that he would know not to do certain things he's doing at the moment.
Yeah. The last round, it looked like he found his range a bit in the last round. I just thought he would just pick up from where he left off, but he don't seem to have done it as much.
Good shot.
That's a shot.
Good
though.
shot.
Down.
Good shot.
Yeah, it's down. That's what Catterall's been looking for.
He's been looking for that
since
shot.
the-
But again, although he downed his man, you might think, what am I talking about? He was twisted. His feet was twisted. He threw that shot while his stance wasn't actually... When they replay, you'll see what I mean.
Well, yeah, he has got him hurt here,
Yeah,
definitely.
he's looking
Yeah,
to finish this now.
he's got him hurt, definitely.
Calm down, calm down. Time.
Yeah.
Survived the round.
Good punch.
Yeah, he's got him hurt there. He's definitely got him hurt. If he had a few more, if it was a bit earlier in the round, he might have
Stopped
got
him
him,
there.
Definitely.
got him out of there. But
Right. Watch his foot placement when he threw that shot.
Yeah, he twisted.
Yeah, he
onto
actually fell off balance himself. afterwards,
yeah. Twisted. Look, it's almost like a left hook, long left hook, and he almost fell over himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good shot.
Yeah.
Good shot though, man. He got it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has hurt him. It'll be interesting
Well done.
to see if...
Needed that. You might not see him come out and...
Yeah, he doesn't look great now.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
And the other fella, when he took that shot, his feet was so together. It's unbelievable. He's more of an off-balance knockdown. Yep. What's this, round 7 we're going into?
Yeah. Catterall comes out now with just, a few straight shots down the middle.
Yeah.
He should get the
Keep it
range on
simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, and then it'll open up.
Yeah. If he goes looking for it, won't get it.
Yeah.
Just use your skills.
It's been round 7 now.
This guy was off balance when he got hit, so take that into account. So it wasn't like you had your proper stance and you take a shot. There's a lot of difference. If you have your proper stance and you take a shot, and you genuinely go down, this guy was off balance when he got hit. Yeah. The shot was good, but it was off balance. So that adds to his recovery. So it's not as hurt as we thinking he is.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Jack's not really going at him straight away.
Yeah,
I
he's
thought
not come out.
Yeah.
He knows.
Fast.
He can see.
It's not come out fast.
You can see the fighter's eyes. His eyes is clear.
Yeah, he's still game. He's still game. He's still active. But look, he put the jab through a bit better there. And,
Yeah. He's thinking about his work more now. That's
that,
good.
But he came back in a straight line. That's the only thing. Yeah, there's a lot of fiddling with the lead hand. That was better because he threw the
Double jab, and then trying to bring it back. That's why you got to approach this. Yeah. You can't be lunging in and throwing big haymakers hoping to knock him out. Yeah. Set it up. There you go, champ.
Better.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's much better.
With that double jab, then he just positioned him, towards the ropes, and then he didn't have no space to go, so he could just let his left hand go.
He crowded it down.
And he didn't have nowhere to go, but it come with the double jab, come first. It just gives him that position to get the backhand off, instead of just, throwing it a bit wild like he has been.
He's definitely doing a lot more now the rounds are going through.
Yeah.
There.
That's better.
There's a lot of head clashes, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot. I think they're getting a bit sloppy in those exchanges when they're coming in. Getting a bit square on. But I think he's recovered a bit.
Yeah.
He's recovered a bit there. So
his eyes are clear.
He's clear.
There you go. I'm telling him.
Yeah. Nigel Travis there. Telling him not to try too hard, too early.
Yeah. He's absolutely right as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hasn't thrown the left uppercut. That's most southpaws. That's a money shot. Yeah. They'll draw you in, touch you, step back, boom.
Yeah, bring
left
you onto
uppercut,
it. Yeah.
right hook.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anything of such.
That's the good thing with no crowds. You can hear everything that the corners are saying. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Wicked fighter, Jamie Moore.
Yeah, very good.
That's more like a bit more, thank you.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's
more
what I want to
dynamic,
see.
Yeah.
That's right. A little bit lateral movement, a little bit of bounce. Don't be predictable there. Step off the line. Come off the line. Yeah. Then you're gonna pull him onto stuff.
Yeah.
There you go, champ. Careful. Don't be sloppy.
Yeah, I think he needs to, like, he's being a bit more dynamic now. You can't always, look for the opening. Sometimes you need to create that opening.
Absolutely.
I think being a bit more
Oh,
dynamic.
we went with a dangerous lead there. Jesus, that shot wasn't there to be thrown.
Yeah. Bit more dynamic with the lead hand as well. He'll create the openings. Don't just look for the one perfect shot. He's catching a few on the way out because he's coming in square and going straight back out in a straight line.
Oh,
He's
come off that
key
line.
shots. Yeah.
Jesus. No.
Yeah, if he was against a tougher opponent, then he would.
Well, at the level he's supposed to be operating at. Again, like I said, it's not a criticism. It's an observation point of view that he needs to really address a lot of issues that I've seen here. That's the uppercut. It's the first time he's attempted it.
It's the first time he's tried it.
There, oh my God, there it is. There, bam, bam. Come on.
Yeah, he's just got to be a bit sharper on the counters there. He's got a small window when Uya's coming in. He just needs to get a couple of shots off a bit sharp.
Shot.
That was a good shot though. Again, after double jab, he positioned him. Then the backhand had the chance to get off.
Huya must know that he's not won majority of these rounds.
Definitely.
Ooh,
he's swinging for it. I think he's trying to get Catterall on the way in with a big swing. Hoping to get something.
I see no feints from Catterall either. No feint whatsoever. See, he went for it again. His legs are twisted when he went to throw that left hand to the body.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, not much going on there.
Not much going on at all then. At the end of that round. So there's 2 more rounds, I think.
Yeah.
Catterall's, he's just got to be a bit more dynamic, feint him, kid him, southpaws, you've got to use their advantage, with the stance. Don said he's got to get that lead foot on the outside, feint him, create some openings, give him a few feints, give the other guy something to think about instead of just, at the moment, he's just
predictable.
Yeah, he's just throwing swings because he thinks he might be able to catch one. Feint him, make him throw those swings and then catch him with a counter.
If this does go to the points, and he'll win on points.
Yeah, he's won pretty much every round.
He can be pleased with that performance, or do you think he'll think actually there's quite a lot to work on?
To get the rust off, they'll be pleased with a points win. Obviously, if they can force a stoppage, they will.
Yeah.
But if I was his trainer in his corner, a points win, get the rounds, go back to drawing board, and hopefully be able to address the front. Look, it's all still doing it wrong with the foot. The front foot worries me. Yeah. It still hasn't sorted that out, which is alarming. Yeah, the level you're supposed to be operating at, those are basic fundamentals you even have from being an amateur. They teach you these things, and at this level, he's got to be. I insist that he's got to be doing those things. Yeah. So he needs to. I don't want to totally crucify the man. He's winning the fights with these. Yeah. But obviously, credit to the opponent. He's obviously. Making Jack boxing the way he's boxing, so we have to credit the opponent as well.
Yeah, he's not making it easy night for him. His game is he's going for
People
it. To
just
be
asking which fight's on. It's Jack Catterall versus Huya is on at the moment. We've got 2 more rounds. We're in the 9th to the 10th round.
A little bit of it might be down to I don't think Catterall rates their opponent's power, so it might make him a bit sloppy.
Maybe doesn't respect him.
He hasn't felt anything to say. I'm not going to do that again. But at that level, he needs to make that adjustment himself anyway, because he should be looking for, a bit more like perfection in what he wants to do.
Good shot down the pipe.
Yeah, caught one there.
Good shot. He's walking onto stuff himself. He's got to be careful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huya's still in the fight.
Yeah, it's still game.
Oh, most definitely.
Still game.
Although you're not a puncher, your record suggests so, but you still don't want him to hit you on the chin.
Yeah.
He has had 2 knockouts.
Yeah.
There, you can't go. Ooh,
Oh, Huya
that's a slip.
No, I think he slipped there.
Oh, he looks a bit not steady on.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
that was a punch then.
Yeah.
Huya went down and they're giving him the count, but
Yeah.
I didn't quite catch what actually happened there,
I
but
didn't see what happened there.
he looks a bit hurt from whatever happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't see
this
it.
is-
Bit of a ghost punch.
Camera did not show it.
Yeah, he looks a bit unsteady.
He looks
There,
very
pull the
unsteady.
trigger now. He's in the corner.
Yeah, Huya doesn't look comfortable at
No,
all.
not at all.
It looked like he slipped
Yeah.
to me.
It was a punch because it looked very not steady on his legs when he got
No,
up.
I know, very odd.
I think it was more hurt from that one than the
the
first one
first
he
one,
went
yeah.
down from.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, he's not looking good.
Right hook, mate. Right hook if he's doing that. Oh,
Yeah,
come on,
he's
guys.
circling the
One
straight onto it. Yeah.
round
Yeah,
left.
track him. Pop, pop. Or right, just one single right hook. He'll walk onto it.
Yeah, I hope they show that.
Yeah, they won
Weapon
that.
there.
So, okay.
Yeah, there was a-
It was the
yeah.
first
Okay.
left.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
It's like a
It was a delayed reaction. There,
Oh, it
that
was a-
shot.
it was a clean shot.
Yeah, it was a clean shot from the angle he threw. We didn't see
Yeah,
it.
it didn't look. It didn't
There's a
look
delayed
like it
reaction.
at
Bam.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
you saw the guy
all.
hitting him as well.
Yeah, he tried to
So,
throw a
was
punch.
leaning
good
away from
punch.
it, yeah.
Good punch.
That's a good shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it took his legs, didn't it?
That was a better shot than the first one.
So 1 round to go.
You'd like to see him go for it in the last round. He's had him hurt. He's had him down twice, but see if he plays it safe or if he tries to chase him a bit and maybe even force a stoppage or even get another knockdown in the last round.
Yeah.
Another statement. It would be good for
He
him.
should. You'd think he would risk it because he's not felt Huya's power.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you'd think it'd be worth.
Yeah, should go for it.
Yeah.
Not be too sloppy, but like this, he's putting the jab downstairs a bit better, which he hasn't really done much of since the first round. First round, he was jabbing to the body lovely, and then he seemed to stop
Oh,
to do it.
good, Jack. Good. That's the behaviour inside. Oh, watch your head as you're going in, man.
Now he's got him up against the ropes. He needs to touch him with a jab upstairs and downstairs to just keep him there. He's given him the chance. Then he's got the centre of the ring again now that
Yeah, to get
so
out and-
because Catterall didn't make him stay there.
Come off the line, one of yous. That's not the shot to throw. It's got to be a right hook if he's going to your right. You can't throw a left hand if he's going to your right.
He's just leaping in a bit with it there. Leaping in.
Yeah, he is still looking for the one punch, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Step off. You're too static. Step
Yeah,
off. Step off.
Yeah, he's been very static there. Then caught one when he tried to move.
Yeah, if you watch the feet, Jack Catterall's feet move a lot less.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he'll get the position Catterall and then he'll sort of
leaves,
stay there
yeah.
and wait for a perfect shot, but too long. In and out with the feet, he'll open something up, force something out of him instead of waiting for it.
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
last 40 seconds of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it'll probably go to points.
Yeah, we've got points here.
Yeah.
You got a little backhand there off the double jab.
They're saying that he's been out the ring 12 months, but it's been most fighters have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighters who have.
Yeah, you do get that little bit of ring rust, you know, to shake off. You know, he's won the fight. He's won virtually every
round. He's
round.
done what he needed to.
Won every round except for one.
And he's got two knockdowns.
So don't hit behind the hedge.
When it comes to the end of it, he might be quite happy, you know, with
he's done what
two
he needed
knockdowns.
to do.
Won the fight.
Yeah.
But there's adjustments to make if he wants to step up now to the next level.
Yeah, the commentators saying he will need another contest before the world title fight, which you'd think he'd have time for because you know the Taylor Ramirez fight hasn't happened yet, so Catterall's got a bit of time. So we'll just wait for the.
Yeah, that cut early on as well. They've closed it right up.
Yeah, they've done well with that cut.
Good job with that.
Yeah. Frank will be sat ringside on his own. Just one chair sat ringside.
Yeah, how's it going to work?
Yeah, I do wonder that because obviously you see people there. I think, who is everyone? Like, why are they?
Yeah.
Because it looks like there's loads of security over there, but they wouldn't need security because there's no crowds.
True.
They don't need all the same security.
They do have security, yeah.
There'll be a few medical staff, you know, the
doctors
NHS and stuff like that, ambulance crew and that.
Yeah, paramedics will be there.
Yeah, paramedics.
$99 to $90
Yeah,
in
so
favour of Jack Catterall. So Jack
that's
Catterall
9
got
rounds,
the win.
yeah, with the knockdown.
99 to 90. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, most
Going on
definitely,
that?
yeah.
Can't
Most
disagree with that.
definitely, yeah.
You know.
So yeah, still undefeated. Did what he needed to do, but just needs a few things for him to work on if he wants to step up, I guess.
Yeah, well, wasn't too troubled in that fight at all, really. You know, sometimes when you drop the level against the opponent, they can bring you down to that level a bit. You know, sometimes
Yeah, like he did what he needed to and didn't need to do any more.
Exactly. So he could have brought him down a bit of the level, but he's got a good win. He's got 2 knockdowns. Should be feeling good going forward.
Yeah, considering he's been out for a year, that's a factor as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we've just got a call in now. I think we've got Uni joining us, and he is. Hello, Uni. Can you hear us?
Hi guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
We hear you loud and clear.
We hear that you're with Louie Lynn, who got the win tonight.
Yes, Louis is right next to me. Louis, just 1 second.
How you doing? You alright?
Good. How are you? Congratulations.
Yes, Solomon. How you doing? Oh, thank you very much. Cheers. Thank
How
you.
was it tonight?
Yeah, it was good. It was a good fight. He's a very, very tough man. He took everything I've got, and it's a good learning fight. Because not everyone's gonna go down. Do you know what I mean? Really, and they're just gonna take it in it, and you got to be ready for tough fights and that. And it's good. Yeah, good to get round under my belt.
And how did you find the behind closed doors? No crowd.
Yeah, it was all right. It was all right, really. Like, fortunately, thanks to God, I boxed on the last show they did. Well, not the last one, but in July, and I was lucky to get out again. It wasn't on BT Sports, but obviously, I'm just still grateful to have got out and boxed, really.
And are you staying there to watch the main event? Obviously, you train at the same gym as Dubois, the same trainer. Are you watching the main event there?
Yeah, well, if I'm allowed, I might have to go shortly because of the restrictions and all that. But if I can, I will. And
what are your predictions for the main fight?
Oh yeah, Triple D all the way. Daniel Dynamite Dubois. He's a beast, and he puts all the graft in, and he's got all the skills, speed, power, youth, and I believe he's going to come through and show why he's the best heavyweight.
Sticking with the peacock, then you're sticking with the
Yeah,
peacock.
you know, peacock boys. That's it.
Sticking
But
with the peacock
I
boys.
like Joe Joyce. He's a good man. He's a good fighter, and good luck to him as well. It's going to be a great fight for the fans.
What do you think? What kind of round do you think it's gonna go?
To be honest, I don't really know. To be honest, I don't know. But
But a knockout. You think it will be a knockout?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah. They both got the power in that, and with Dan's speed, I just believe that speed and timing, he's gonna land a big shot and do the business and get a big win for himself.
And do you think the winner of this fight can go on and do great things in the heavyweight division? Do you think that it is a great sort of fight platform to go on to more?
Yeah, of course, and it's a great time for them to both fight in their careers. They're both undefeated, and like you say, it's that stepping stone now, isn't it? Because after they're going to be on the world level, and I believe Dan's ready for it now, and he can mix it up with them guys, and I believe that he will come through, and he's on it all the time. He's learning, and he's got all the skills to be a great champion. So yeah, I'm backing Dan all the way.
And what's next for you? Are you hoping to be out again soon?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be out early in the new year as soon as I can, really, and start fighting for titles. And whichever champions are willing to fight me, then I'm happy to fight them and take the belts off them. And
hopefully get some crowds for your next fight.
Yeah, exactly. That would be nice. I'm missing the crowds. Team Local, I'm blessed. I got a great support from the fans, and I think hopefully this will do me a favour. Having fought on the last one on BT Sport, build my profile up, and even getting interview reviews. You know what I mean? That's gonna help me out a bit, and hopefully people will hear about me and come and support me.
Brilliant. Well done tonight.
Thank you very much. Nice one.
See you out again soon.
Cool, take care. All the best. God bless you.
Yeah, man.
Uni, you staying with us?
Hello.
Hi. How's it going there?
All good. Some good fights going on. Jack Catterall with a convincing win. David Adley being David Adley, doing his thing, knocking people out. So it's been a good night. You know, a lot of fighters are relaxed. I just saw Joyce and Daniel Dubois, both of them looking relaxed, ready. And everyone just seems to be looking forward to the main event now, to be honest. I know Hamzah SHeeraz is next, and then the main event.
Yeah, we should explain. Uni is actually at the venue, so he's doing the media for Seconds Out there. You're not ringside though. You're not in the actual.
Not at this present time. We're actually in the media room, which is quite big actually. I can't really show you because I'm actually doing it through the laptop, but it's a massive media room that they've got here, and there's a lot of fighters at the moment. Jack Catterall's at the back getting interviewed, which I might be able to grab him and put him on this watch along in a very short while. But we'll see if we can get that arranged. But yeah, it's at the moment going well. Everything's going well here.
What did you make of Jack Catterall's performance there?
Just, you know what, Jack Catterall's a great fighter. You know, skillful fighter. Did what he needed to do. In that fight, he actually showed a bit of venom as well. Where in the 7th round and towards the end, he nearly stopped his opponent. So, you know, he's just getting ready for that big clash with either Josh Taylor or Jose Ramirez. He stepped aside. I spoke to him earlier on this week. You know, the agreement is that if Josh Taylor wins, then there's going to be this big homecoming for Josh Taylor, and it's going to be against Jack Catterall. So all 4 belts will be on the line. So Jack's just waiting for the opportunity. So whilst he's waiting for the opportunity, he's just doing his thing and just sort of winning quite comfortably like he does.
And so for the main fight, obviously we've spoken about it quite a lot. So it's been highly anticipated for months and months and months. The dates have changed. Obviously you're there. You're getting the sort of vibe and camp. What is sort of are people? Is it sort of 50-50 vibe there? Is everyone really excited, not knowing what's going to happen?
There's not one person that I've spoken to that has given me a clear answer. That shows you how good a fight this is. Everyone that I speak to says it's either a bit of this or a bit of that. They can't wholeheartedly give a decision on this fight, which shows how good a fight this is. But yeah, I spoke to both fighters. They're both confident. You guys have seen on the press conferences on how confident both guys are. First time I've seen Daniel Dubois actually say that he's going to deal with Joe Joyce, and then he called out the rest of the fighters in the division, and he called out some of the big boys. So while this fight's been hyped up, both men have picked up the media game, and they're confident. Both guys are confident. Their teams are confident, and I just expect an absolute cracker tonight. Absolute cracker.
It should be good. It should be. What is your prediction? Are you going to give us a prediction?
Oh, I can't. I'm going to sit nicely on that fence, somewhere back over there, and I'm just going to. Honestly, I can't give you a prediction because I think Daniel Dubois is favourite. He's the favourite with the bookies, and probably, maybe rightly so. But Joe Joyce's experience, he's got a great amateur pedigree, fought the better opponents in the professional game as well. Personally, I think Brian Jennings, that fight, did well for him. Brian Jennings is a tough opponent, someone that a lot of the division have faced, and it's never been an easy fight. So he's fought probably the better opponent, but Daniel Dubois had probably one of the best performances in his career against Gorman. So it's hard to tell. It's going to be a great fight, whichever way it goes. Only thing I will say is I don't see this going to points. Maybe that's probably the only thing I'll say in regards to that.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say we can predict it's definitely going to be an exciting fight, and it's definitely, I think, going to go to some knockout at some point. I don't think it'll
be a stoppage of sorts, definitely. I think as well.
Solomon, you've actually obviously been with Joe quite a bit. Yeah. You probably know more. We were actually just speaking to a few fighters, and we know how good a chin he's got. So when Daniel throws all these bombs that he's going to throw, he's going to come forward, and he's got a great jab down.
We've just lost Uni.
Oh, we've lost him.
Someone's cut his. The Dubois camp have
pulled the plug.
Pulled it off. So we hopefully we got.
He's back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
back.
I just don't know what happened there. But yeah, Solomon, you tell me. You've obviously seen Joe's sort of.
Yeah, he can take a punch, Joe.
He can take a punch, right?
Yeah, he can really take a punch. But you know what it is. With those gloves on, and Dubois is a hard puncher, you don't want to take too many. He might get away with a couple in the first few rounds, but too many of them shots they're gonna make a big effect. Taking clean backhands as a heavyweight, it's gonna change the tempo of the game, even if it just makes you hesitate or might slow him down. He doesn't want to take too many clean. He can take a punch when he needs to, Joe, but I think in this fight, a couple of clean shots can sway the balance of the fight definitely.
John, just a quick one from this side, actually. You're well experienced with these heavyweights. Obviously, you're with your time with Derek Chisora. You talk to us. Just tell me how you see this fight going, because you know the youth of a great heavyweight that's coming through the scene, and you also know a good experienced fighter. So just tell me what you sort of see in regards to this fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors. Like you quite rightly said, people are so divided. No one can give you a clear-cut answer of who they believe the winner will be of this fight. I've examined it in every which way you can examine it. Joe Joyce, I'm siding with Joe Joyce to win because I believe Joe has two ways he can win this fight. Joe can win it on points. If it goes a distance, Joe Joyce wins it on points. And Joe also has the ability to brutalize and stop his opponents. Daniel Dubois, on the other hand, has only one way to win this fight, and that's certainly by a KO. So when I look at the two ways Joe can win this fight, that's what makes me say Joe would win this fight.
Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get Jack Catterall for you guys. 1 second. Jack, can I grab you quickly for a quick?
Just cut your laptop off for that 2 seconds.
You're live, possibly. Yeah. Just give me 1 second. I've just got Jack. Come on, guys. Don't put in a shit for seconds out.
Let's go, Jack.
We're live here.
Hi, so we've got Jack.
Let's go, Jack.
Congratulations on that win. How does it feel?
Yeah, good. Got the 10 rounds in the bank, couple knockdowns, bit of everything. But yeah, overall, happy. We move on.
Because a year out of the ring, so it's obviously you've got that performance in now. Are you looking for sort of another fight soon, just to stay active?
No, listen, I'm grateful I got a fight this year. A lot of fighters didn't get a fight. I've got a guarantee in place to fight the winner of Taylor Ramirez. I get back in the gym next week, and I look forward to the new year.
Did the fight go how you thought it would? The opponent, obviously, you knocked him down a couple of times, but he was quite resilient. He got back up. He sort of recovered.
Yeah, credit to my opponent. He was 14-2. Both of his losses were questionable. One should have been a draw, maybe the other one he got robbed. I was probably a little bit too eager tonight. There's a lot of pressure looming about big fights next year. But overall, I got the win. End of the day, like I said before, that's all that matters. Always find a way to win. But yeah, happy.
And how did you find it fighting with no crowds?
Listen, for me, it was just business as usual. into London box. Let's get back home. Bit gutted the fans weren't here, but spoke to everybody before at home. They're all cheering us on from the screen, so buzzing about that.
And how excited are you for this big fight next year? And when do you think it could happen? Is it sort of towards the end of next year you're looking?
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be late spring, early summer next year. There's talks of Edinburgh Castle. If Taylor's the winner, obviously all that's got to be decided. But ultimately, I'll go home now. We'll be back in the gym and I'll just keep working, preparing for these fights.
Finally get your shot after a long wait.
A very long wait. Listen, it's been a frustrating 18 months, probably 2 years, but I've stayed consistent and I'll stay consistent and I'll be ready.
Well done. Great performance tonight, Jack. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you, guys.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much, Jack.
Thanks, Umi. That was very good.
No worries. Guys, I'm going to have to leave you guys. I need to actually interview him for the YouTube channel anyway. So have a good show and I'll speak to you guys probably again at some point.
Perfect. Thanks for joining us. See you in a bit. Cheers, Uni. So good to speak to Jack there. Obviously he said did what he needed to do. He's back in the gym. That's a good sign. He's just getting straight back in the gym.
Yeah, I think he knew, you know, he's had a long layoff, and he knew that it was just good to get the fight out of the way. By what he said, he was happy to just get the fight, you know, to be honest, and get out of the way, get a win under his belt, you know, and just start building from there. So I think he's realistic about what he needs to do going forward, and like I said, he's going to be back in the gym, you know, and he knows the big fight's coming up.
Yeah, he obviously is happy that he got a fight. As he said, a lot of people aren't getting fights this year. I think it would have been a disaster for him not to get a fight in this period, because he's already waited so long, and it'd be even more difficult for when that big fight came.
Most definitely. That's a factor. He acknowledged it, that he's fortunate to get an outing during these times.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just looking at the next fight, which is Hamzah SHeeraz against Pito. So we're just looking at the stats now. SHeeraz is only 21, so he's very young. Pito's 33. SHeeraz has had 11 fights. Pito's had 35. SHeeraz has won 11, 7 by KO. Pito's won 26, 8 by KO. He's had 2 draws and 7 losses. Obviously, SHeeraz is undefeated. SHeeraz is 6'1", and Pito is 5'11". SHeeraz is very tall for the weight. He's a very long, rangy fighter.
Yeah, he's very rangy at the weight, very tall. You know, he's a big. You know, he's very skillful as well. Like he's got his undefeated record now, and he seems to be fighting quite a seasoned, you know, opponent here. You know, he's got a winning record. You know, he's got a couple of losses on the record, but you know, he's had 30 plus fights. That's a full career's worth of experience, you know, for some fighters. So you know, young, 21 years old, you know, getting there with the experienced guys, you know, that have got winning records. It's going to be a good fight for him.
Yeah, because SHeeraz is defending his WBO European title.
Yeah, and
super welterweight.
Yeah.
The height difference looks crazy.
Yeah,
it
mad,
doesn't
isn't
seem,
it? It's quite,
touching gloves there, it was just like
the height
complete
difference.
6'3". Yeah, we had 6'1" on the
I know,
stats. Yeah, 6'3", the same.
6'3". I thought it was 6'1".
Yeah, it said 6'1".
That's
but
even.
just said 6'3".
He's huge.
Yeah, because look at the height. There's not just 2 inches between them.
Yeah. So he needs to just use those advantages, you know.
Absolutely. It looks like, you know, his boxing starts to suggest that he will use those attributes.
Yeah. I mean, it can be a big target, you know. There's a very long body there, you know, for people to work on. But as long as he uses those attributes, okay, it looks
I think he'll get this
very sharp,
in round 1.
Yeah, is that your prediction? It'll be a quick.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, because
not too far.
Again, the other guys, although he's had that far more fights than SHeeraz, his record suggests also he's not a puncher.
Yeah.
In comparison to SHeeraz.
Yeah, he looks very comfortable, SHeeraz, there, just with the basic guard, you know, 2 hands square up, but he's happy to take those punches on the gloves. And what's good to see from him is he's put a couple of left hooks to the body, SHeeraz. For a tall fighter, going down to a short fighter is very difficult, but you know, he's confident getting him in there, you know, so he's looking good.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of hype around him. A lot of people are excited about SHeeraz.
Yeah, he's just absorbed all the shots there. You know, he's threw about 4
shots.
opponent.
There, the shot you was just talking about, Solomon, he just threw it again.
Yeah.
And I always look at, as a coach, I'm always looking at things from a coach's point of view. If you're 6'3", you got that height advantage. There's certain stances SHeeraz has taken. He shouldn't actually be. Although he's landing those shots nicely, he shouldn't actually be in there with that guy that close. Yeah. I would keep him at bay.
But he's confident to do it.
He's
isn't he?
confident to do that. Yeah.
He's confident with his speed.
Oh, it will stop the guy with that very
left,
shot.
left up to the body.
He keeps hitting the same target.
Lovely. I think that goes with his, his youth and his confidence. He's not afraid.
He's
to
21 years of age. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, 21.
Big future. Big future. This
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, people are a
Big,
lot of talk
big,
around him.
big
very
future.
excited.
It shouldn't. In my opinion, it shouldn't be there. Shouldn't be there. Take that shot. Get back out on the outside. Keep him on the end of the jab. Don't get involved. Because you see, from shorter guys like that, he could easily sneak a blind shot that you won't see.
Yeah, over the top.
Round the back of the head. You don't really need to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely throwing away all your physical advantage you have over your opponent by being in such positions.
He's very comfortable in there, but just get a few of those jabs going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
break the man up, then get
yeah.
in there and take him out. He's got that advantage. That's good. Good footwork.
With his height, and reach at that weight, if he develops himself a world-class jab, he's going to be hard to beat.
Absolutely.
He seems to have all the other shots
we
off
need
it.
to see that. We need to see that.
Yeah, he's so much taller.
It is a freak at the weight. It's a freak.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I don't know anyone at that weight who's that tall.
No, not a super welterweight. No, not obviously.
That's crazy.
If I were his coach, I'd be telling him to go and watch tapes of Hearns, Hitman Hearns.
Definitely.
The way he's built for the weight, it should be keeping people on the end and just bringing that backhand down the pipe, and then go for that body shot as a third option, third shot.
Yeah.
Again, it's a bit early to say. His trainers might be telling him that now.
Yeah, he does look very comfortable.
Yeah, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be there.
Yeah, because although it's an advantage, he's got the height and the reach. It can be a disadvantage if you.
If you're playing into the hands of your opponent, you don't need to be there. He's doing the opponent a favour.
Yeah, because you can be a big target. When you reach down for those body shots, you got to think of the distance you've brought your hand down.
Yeah.
You've got all that side of your body exposed and your head, so it can come over the top. The guy can't match him for speed, so he's not really troubling him.
Work that jab. You should be working that jab.
That's that jab there.
You should be working that jab more than anything. Work it.
Yeah.
Then lift him up as he comes in.
Yeah, instead of
then go for
holding
that
it
shot.
there. Yeah, should be poking it out.
Yeah, he is a big ticket seller as well. I remember
Good
he's got a
shot.
big following from his other fights. He always has big following with him, which obviously he'll be missing now.
Yeah, definitely. Just there, a few. Could have got 2 or 3 jabs in there. Yeah, just
all day long. Ping him. Make him disorganize the guy, and then good. Better.
That's a good job there.
Snap it out, man. That's right. That's right.
He's got it there. Yeah,
You got to.
He's got it there.
Oh yeah, lovely. See, that's what comes of that nice jab.
You can tell he likes to mix it up. He likes the the short bent arm punches. But sometimes you just got to do the boring stuff. Get the jab going, then get it off. But he's landed some lovely shots here. He's very comfortable in there. Very comfortable. Right there, he just planted his feet, tucked his gloves up, and just took all the punches.
Good.
That was a lovely shot.
Better.
Yeah, there's not much that Peter can do really.
No.
That's right. That's what I want to see you. That pump that jab out.
Tucking up very comfortable again.
Yeah.
He's very comfortable.
Got long arms, so it covers his body. There's no target to hit.
Yeah. just he's got the jab. He can use it. He's used it before. Oh, there's a lovely combo. But just make that jab a weapon. Control everything with it.
Yeah, the commentator's saying that Peter trying to put the pressure on, but it's not. He's not.
Yeah, it's not effective.
Anything. No, he's
it's not effective.
They're picking up on what we're saying. Good shot. They're picking up. They're picking up on what we.
I don't know, shot to finish.
Yeah, good shot from Hamzah SHeeraz at the end. So that's 2 rounds done.
He's very comfortable in there. He's looking
Are you
sharp.
surprised it's gone this far so far? Like
No, he's got a very seasoned professional. The opposition is.
he just can't do anything to get in the
Yeah, you
fight.
can't trouble
really.
him.
Yeah.
He's not putting him in any trouble at the moment so far. But you got to just stay in your A game. Every second you're in there in the ring, anything can happen. So SHeeraz has just got to stay busy and just keep putting the pressure on him.
I don't think it'll go the 10 rounds.
Is it a 10 rounder?
It's a 10 rounder, yeah.
No, I can't see it.
It's a 10 rounder. Yeah, so this is in Westminster at Church House. So it's not a venue I know of at all. Joyce and Daniel Dubois just warming up there. Okay, we're into round 3 now. Yeah, it's definitely the first 2 rounds to SHeeraz.
Yeah, no question
100%.
about it. That jab, he's got a really sharp jab.
He's got a jab, man. He's got to be pumping that jab consistently. Good. Again, occupy those gaps. Fill those gaps with jabs.
Okay, they just said Peter has only been stopped once.
Yeah.
And that was in his last
shot.
fight, actually.
I love this shot.
So he doesn't get stopped often.
No. Be a big statement if SHeeraz can get him out of there. It'd be a big statement for him.
Beautiful, good move.
It's a nice combo. See the range on that combo. The opponent had no chance to even counter. His arms are that long, and even in the range that he's in, like he's so comfortable taking those on the gloves.
Oh, good uppercut. That rocked him. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, he's walking him down now. Yeah,
he's looking for the stop.
Good jabs, solid. They just look like 2 different weight. In fact, 3 different weight class. When you look at it.
Yeah.
There's no way you'd say those 2 guys are in the same weight category. Oh, there it is again, that shot. Good, good. Better.
A little left screw shot.
Better.
He knocked his head back.
Yeah, the commentator said that
Beautiful
Peter's
boy.
landing shots, but I just don't think.
Oh, do you see that jab?
Jab nearly rocked him, didn't it? SHeeraz has got a good punch selection. He's got great straight shots, and he can mix up those bench shots. Lovely. Look at that left screw shot.
Oh, beautiful.
Put the angles there, very sharp.
Beautiful. Switch southward momentarily. That's very Cal Frocci, that stance he took there.
Yeah, he's just totally dominating this.
Yeah, I think he feels
Shot.
like he can do whatever he wants at the moment. SHeeraz, he's switching stance.
He's a switch
he's
hitter.
going close.
He's dropping his
This
his
guy's
hands,
got
putting 'em
everything.
up. There's not much the other guy can do. Even when he's letting him punch him, on the gloves, he can't do nothing. Lovely move.
Very, very good.
Yeah, there's just nothing Peter can do at all, is there?
Nah, nothing, no effect. But you still got to be, you got to be careful. It's a fight. But looking at it now, he's completely dominating him. And it doesn't really look like he has much of a puncher's chance either, Peter, to be honest.
No. They just look like they're not even in the same way at all. It's crazy. crazy. Yeah, he's only 21 as well. So
Exactly. He's probably got a bit
That's,
of filling out to do
yeah.
as well. You know, he might move up the weight
he might have
classes.
to move up.
Yeah, I believe he has to. Yeah.
You'd think he'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think so.
But he's got a big future from what I've seen. I like his style.
Yeah, so this is the final fight before Dubois Joyce.
I mean,
Lovely short
that's
shot.
a very, very good shot
Yeah.
to throw from that position.
Yeah, lead uppercut in close.
Oh,
Bosh.
That
That's a
uppercut
nice
was
shot.
very good. Into round 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 out of 3 so far for SHeeraz.
There you go. Good. Yes.
Jab
Pump
just
that jab all day long. He
popped him back.
So SHeeraz has won the last 5 of his fights by stoppage. So we're looking to do that again.
Yeah.
I like this kid a lot.
Yeah, lovely straight shots.
Yeah,
he's
love
mixing
it.
it up all
Yeah.
angles, you know.
He's got every shot.
That was a lovely shot.
Every shot in the book, he's got defense. A lot of guys have attacked, they don't have no defense. He has everything. Yeah.
But they took a couple, but look, he's just replied straight away. You know.
Shot. Pump the jab. Don't keep inviting him in there with your hands. No, you don't want to keep doing that. No.
Yeah, he's comfortable with him, but you don't need to take him. You know, he needs to think about, you know, okay, if this is someone a bit better, what can I do? You know,
Absolutely.
He's comfortable in there. You just need to make those small adjustments. He's very comfortable in there. But yeah, he has the head movement when he wants to. You know, you can take him on the gloves, but he's very slick with the head movement when he wants to be.
You see, he shouldn't be there
just-
taking that.
Yeah, just move off from
This
there.
guy's not a puncher, but you get hit on the chin by a guy who's supposed to be your weight, you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, good shot.
He rocked him a little bit then.
Yeah.
Timing.
Great timing.
Oh, good.
that's-
Left uppercut again.
And a
lead.
few of those now, those little short left uppercuts.
He's just completely controlling
Oh,
every
yeah.
single thing.
Yeah, there's every aspect. He's
Yeah.
you know, miles ahead of his opponent. Really, he just needs to, you know, it's just down to what he wants to do. You know, he just needs to not be too complacent in there.
Yeah, he's going into southpaw quite a lot as well.
Yeah, man, he's very comfortable. He's probably enjoying himself in there, to be honest. You know,
Yeah, he's
mixing it
very
up, doing what he wants.
I think it wants longer television time, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. He wants to showcase his skills.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, try everything. Show off everything. Which is fine if he's dominating as well as he is, which he is,
yeah.
you know.
No, he's good.
Why
He's
not?
pleasing to the eye to watch. He's
Yeah.
he's got everything going for him. Everything.
Yeah, because he turned pro very young. Very young.
Yeah,
Turned
yeah,
pro
yeah.
in 2017. All the Dubois brother and sister.
Whole family, whole fighting
He's
family.
one of 10.
Is there 10?
Dubois is. He said there's 10 of them.
No.
I interviewed him. I said, how many siblings have you got? He said he's one of 10. Or he said there's 10 others, or 10 in total.
I know
10
I've
of
seen he's got the 2 brothers and his sister. I've not
Yeah,
seen
he
the
said
other.
10 of them.
Yeah, because that would be impossible because he's the oldest Dubois.
No, I don't think he is.
Is he not?
And I don't think so. I don't think they all box. I don't think all of them box. I think they're the
Okay.
ones that box.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, he told me there was 10.
Oh my God.
I
I don't
know.
know.
Can you imagine if they all boxed? But yeah, I think there's a few of them.
Yeah, I've seen his two brothers, you know, and his sister.
Yeah, Caroline's very
Caroline,
good.
yeah, she's on the GB squad, and I was just on the GB squad. I've just turned over. She's been on the squad the last few months, and she's quality, man. She came on and sparring the other girls that, you know, a bit more older than her. She's dominating.
Really yeah,
you know, she's good.
It's obviously in the genes, isn't it?
She's undefeated. I think in about 40 fights, and as an amateur,
if
you've had 40 fights, you're probably getting robbed about 5 times at least. You know, so to be undefeated, it's mad.
Yeah, she's doing very well.
I think what SHeeraz wants to do now is probably like step it up a bit and see, okay, what can I do now? Can I get him out of there?
Absolutely, yeah.
He's very comfortable doing what he's doing. He could do that for 10 rounds. He could probably do that for 20 rounds. He probably wants to think, you know, all right, let's get him out of there. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, he doesn't get stopped, this Peter.
I think he's going to get stopped tonight.
So it will be
over 10 rounds, I see.
If SHeeraz stops
It's a systematic breakdown by SHeeraz.
It's a lovely shot there. He switched stance, got the 1-2 and the right hook in and switched back. But he did it really smooth, you know. Some people switch stance, try and get a shot off. He sort of went into the stance through shots and glided back into his orthodox.
I just want to see more of that majestic jab that he's got. You know, every time he throws it, he can't miss it. Yeah. So why not do it more often?
Yeah, just get it going. And there, he's comfortable taking him on the gloves. He don't need to, you know. There's a lovely 1-2 though.
Peter's nose is bleeding.
I'm not surprised, man. Some of those left uppercuts, especially, that have been coming up.
I'm surprised it's taken to the 5th round for that to happen.
Nice counter hook there.
He boxes like a very, very matured, seasoned boxer. SHeeraz.
Yeah.
For such a young man.
Caught a little one there, just you know.
He walked onto that left hook.
Wouldn't have troubled him too much at this opponent, but these little things he'll be looking at, you know.
Round 5 done. He's won every round comfortably.
Oh, most definitely,
far.
Most definitely.
So they're telling him to back him up a bit.
Yeah, even the corner saying, you know, back him up and probably try and get him out of there. Yeah, they want him to up the rate a bit now, the corner. I think they want him to, you know, take it to the next level.
Yeah, stop him now.
Yeah, go through the gears a bit. Must be quite difficult to understand, you know, with those
with the
masks on.
And the visors, I know. It's hard enough to hear when it's all, you know, there's no adrenaline, you're not...
You've got that 1 minute, you know, you're trying to get your breath back and you're trying to hear instructions. Then it's all muffled with that mask, you know, it'd be quite difficult.
Right, here we go for round 6. So they've told him to step it up a bit now.
Sure.
Jab.
See what I'm saying?
Sharp jab.
Back him up with that jab. The corner just told you. Put him on his back foot. Keep him there. The only way you're going to do that is with that jab.
Lovely
Good.
shot.
Jab. Good.
Yeah.
Occupy that space. The only way you're going to back him up is keep that jab. Push him back. Use your size. Oh, lovely, cracking right. 1-2.
You can see he's pressing it a bit more now. SHeeraz, you know, he's putting those little shots together.
Centre ring. Look, don't let him back you up. Shot.
A lovely shot, man. Just loop that right hook around. That's a good thing with this SHeeraz. He can throw him straight, but he's got great looping shots as well. It can come from any angle. It's quite unpredictable, really.
He's very, for such a young fighter, he's
good
got
boy.
a lot. that
very,
he's
yeah,
good. He's
very
got
versatile.
a lot in his locker. Did they just say he's never gone past 7 rounds?
Mm.
Pull the trigger. There.
Yeah, he is waiting for a mistake from Pitto, but he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to,
do
absolutely.
Every time he's put that jab out, SHeeraz, he's pretty much caught him with it.
Yeah.
You know, whenever he's through it.
Jab, bro. Come on. Keep popping that jab.
He's very sharp though. He's looking for the counters. You can see SHeeraz is looking for those counter shots, but he just needs to tie that work up with a jab in between. You know, just
That's right.
when he's not throwing nothing, just a couple of jabs, they'll connect. Keep your man guessing.
So we're going to move into round 7 now. Yeah, SHeeraz looks like he's not even out of breath at the moment.
No.
Tough guy.
Tough guy. Yeah, he's had all them, you know,
Doesn't even look phased.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter doesn't look too bad himself actually. In the obviously, other than the cut, the leader nose.
Yeah, considering he's taking a few clean shots,
Yeah,
he's taking
he
a bit
is.
of a beating, to be honest. But you know, he doesn't look out of sorts too bad. You know, he might be able to last.
And
a few
he's
more.
trying to land a lot of shots that just aren't landed. There's nothing he can do,
Yeah.
and he's still going for it.
Yeah, he's
he's
game.
not giving up. Yeah. Right into round 7.
New territory for Hamzah.
You wouldn't know he's in round 7 though. He looks really fresh.
Looks
He
fresh,
looks like it's like round 2.
Yeah, like I said, he could probably do 20 rounds. You know, with this
Yeah.
kind of fight. Lovely
Good
shot
boy.
there. We put the third shot on the end.
Peter is still trying.
Oh.
It's still game, yeah, but he's getting through there.
He's getting
Tough
hit.
Argentinian. Tough.
Yeah, it's tough, very tough.
He is tough because he's throwing again now.
Full credit to the boy,
Yeah.
you know, because man, he's taking some punishment,
Yeah, he's
and
taking
he's
some-
just still not deterred.
Yeah, SHeeraz is going back to that left hook to the body. He hasn't thrown so many the last couple of rounds, the left hook to the body. But I think he's getting them back in again now. He doubled it up there as well. With the hook to the body, through that left uppercut. There, that left uppercut, that's a lovely shot he's been throwing all night.
The jab almost looks as though it'll knock him out.
Yeah, very sharp. got a lot of weapons, Sheeraz, but that jab, that is his best weapon.
That is
you know, he doesn't use it as
He's
much
just
as
not
he
using it enough,
should.
yeah.
I mean, he puts it in every now and then. It's a great jab, but you know, it's a real weapon. That I think, you know, he likes to put the looping shots in. You know, the more eye-catching shots. But his jab, that'll be a weapon going forward in his career that will really put him in good stead.
Yeah, do you think at the moment maybe he's just because he feels he's so in control, he's just sort of trying everything, throwing all shots?
He wants to get the hooks off, you know, the body shots, all the good looking shots. Yeah, look impressive. Yeah. But that jab, I'm telling you, that's been his most impressive shot all night, is his jab. Look at that. And it's probably hurting your man the most.
No way.
No, I don't
How
think
can
it was
that be an even round?
No. Gotta disagree with Richie there. Richie Woodall.
Yeah, saying it was an even round. I don't see that. He threw a lot. Peter threw a lot of punches, but he just wasn't landing.
Yeah, all on the gloves. They're not scoring shots. You know, they weren't scoring shots at all.
Just watching Daniel Dubois and Joyce getting gloves laced up. Yeah, what? Got like cartoon shorts.
Yeah, cartoon.
Comic.
Oh yeah, they are from like a comic.
You can see Joe's got quite a bit of sweat on him there, and I think that's something that they would be working on with Joe, because he's known as a notoriously bit of a slow starter. So you can see they've really warmed him up there, so he's ready to go from the first round.
Okay, round 8 for SHeeraz and Pito. There's been so many failures on COVID tests, hasn't there? In this behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's just another factor that's making it hard for everyone. You know, some fighters are making weight. That's hard enough.
Yeah.
You know, the fight as
and
well is hard enough.
And you've got to worry about passing.
And then the COVID tests of all things.
And not just you, your trainer, and
exactly. It's not the best time at the minute for certain things, but you know.
If I had a fight lined up, I would just not even leave the house. I'd be too scared to come into contact with anyone.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You wouldn't want to risk it.
Sure. Yep. In his second phase attacks, potentially third phase attack, he'll stop the guy.
Yeah.
He's just doing phase 1, being successful with it, but he's not following anything up.
Yeah.
He's very good on the counter, SHeeraz.
Yeah.
Phase 2, again, he's admiring his work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that second gear, and he needs to just step up to a bit, you know, just what more he can do. He's doing everything that to win the fight, but he'll be thinking, you know, what more can I do? What more can I do at all time?
Oh, good shot.
Yeah, good shot. That might hurt him a bit there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, 2 body shots.
I mean, he's got all the qualities, but I just wish he would do 2 phases.
Yeah. Like he could just go again there. Yeah, don't let him reset and have a little breather.
Left uppercut, come in, watch. Okay.
Do you think he'll be wanting to stop him, or do you think he'll be wanting to get the rounds?
Any boxer would want to stop
the
person in front of them. But you got to do the right thing.
But then some want the rounds as well. They want the rounds into their belt to know they've gone the 10 rounds or whatever.
Yeah. But he's shown enough here to get rid of this guy. He's shown everything, all his boxing attributes.
Yeah, we've seen everything.
You just need to see the stoppage now. Yeah. If I was his trainer right now, say, let's go and close. There, that's a good tempo shot. He hasn't won a round, in my opinion, this guy.
No, nothing at all.
Tough guy. I give him credit for being tough.
Yeah, very tough.
He took some punishment in there, and he still doesn't look like a man who's phased. No, it's still got a bit of swagger.
Because a lot of opponents would think, there's nothing I can do, nothing's working.
Some coaches would have pulled him out already, citing injury. For full credit to the corner, the honest corner, because a lot of people after that Their man is not going to win that fight. It's getting busted up.
Yeah. Your managers there, Sam Jones and Adam, sat there.
Very nervous waiting. I think Sam said himself, you know, he gets
very
more nervous than the fighters watching. Yeah, so
he does get very involved in the fight, and he really is there for his fighters.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I signed him. Like you say, you know, he's there in the dressing room as he's warming up. You know, he lives it as well.
Yeah, whether people like him or not, you know, as a personality, you can't say anything other than that he is really there, invested in his fighters.
Yeah, he's living the lifestyle with his fighters. You know, I know he's been with Joe's camp. You know, in and out pretty much all the time with Joe, going to the gym. You know, not many managers just go to the gym when they're training. You know, you just think the trainer and the fighter, but Sam Jones is always there. You know, he does care about his fighters.
Yeah, he definitely does.
That's a lovely shot.
Second, sustain it. Go again.
Yeah, it just needs to go again.
He hasn't followed it up.
Into round 9 or 10, so we'd hope that he'd be stepping.
I still
up
think
now.
he'll stop this guy inside 10.
Yeah. I think it's down to him, really, SHeeraz. I think he should just step it up if he wants to, you know. Yeah. But he's very comfortable, and he's got to think.
Good shot.
Yeah,
there. Follow it up again. Go again.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be too comfortable. It's an easy night's work so far, but let's test himself a bit, see what he can do, what more he can do.
Oh, look at that shot. Class, but
some good shots off here now.
I can see why that Pito hasn't been stopped much.
He's a tough, durable man.
Yeah, I really can.
Full credit to him. He's still having a go.
He really is.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, just round the guard there. Pito's got his guard up high, and SHeeraz come round the edge of it. Looping right hooks. There again. But just go again, you know, don't I think his corner said a few rounds ago, don't admire your shots, you know. Back him up and go again.
So the commentary are thinking that there's maybe
potentially
bruising on his,
he might not. He might have hurt his left hand, hence why he's not jabbing
he's
with
not
it.
jabbing much.
Yeah. But his jab's still sharp, you know, when he's just landed a couple there.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be the case. I think he's just trying to do everything, show every shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd like to see him, you know, pushing the guy back a bit instead of dancing around. You know, he's very comfortable. The opponent, you know, he should be pushing himself to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Not just, you know,
not much happened in that round.
Taking a bit of a rest, you know. You can rest after the fight.
Yeah, he's got one more round now.
Yeah,
so.
He's comfortable, man. Just step it up and just try and get him out of there.
Step it up for this last round.
You know, Pito.
He doesn't even look out of breath.
Yeah, Pito can't trouble him. So why not, you know, roll the dice and go for the stoppage.
Can't hear what they're saying. They're not saying anything to him.
No.
In the corner.
I think they'll say meet him in the middle of the ring, maybe. I don't know.
It's almost the main fight.
Almost.
Oh my god. I can't believe it's finally happening. Right, final round for SHeeraz and Pito. I think Pito will be giving it everything. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's been going all night, you know. He's been giving it some. So he'll throw his hands. But that's a lovely combo.
Sustain it.
Yeah, it just needs to go again. That jab again.
Good.
Jab's his best
And pop
weapon.
again. Pop the jab again. Don't let him recover.
Yeah, see, the jab looks completely fine.
Oh, good shot.
Yeah. His jab's very
He'll
sharp.
stop him this round, I believe.
Yeah, he's gone the 10 rounds now. Got into 10, we'll just stop
Yeah.
him now.
For 3 minutes, he can sustain that pressure.
Absolutely. Oh! How the hell did
again.
that?
Great shot.
Go again.
Close the
There you
curtains.
That's it. It's gonna.
That's it. Done.
They're gonna.
Done.
Oh, they're gonna stop this.
Just keep
surely.
going.
This guy's hard as nails,
I know.
bro.
It's unbelievable.
He's a
still-
tough guy.
Oh, he's rocked.
Yeah,
Wow, he stopped it. They
finish.
Oh,
stopped
good.
it. They stopped it.
And he's still
He's
not
still
happy.
ready. No, he's ready to go.
But nah, fair enough. He was all
Peter
over
still
him.
wants to
He was
go.
wobbling.
Yeah, they had to stop that.
But yeah, man, that's a good stoppage from SHeeraz. He could have probably done that whenever he felt like it in the last 3 or 4
yeah,
rounds.
he maybe
you
just
know?
wanted the 10, get to the
Yeah.
10, and then
Yeah.
yeah, that was a very good finish. Although fair play to that Peter,
Yeah,
he
fair
didn't
play,
want it to
Yeah, he was
end
coming for
there.
it.
I know, even after all those
Clean
Shot.
shots. Yeah, it's
taking
clean
clean
shots.
shots, and he still was raring to go.
You know,
Yeah,
he's,
good call by the ref.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very.
I mean, he's not going to win the fight at this point, Pito. So he's taking clean shots. Fair play to the ref.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse from there probably. There, that was lovely off the double jab. Just got that clean backhand.
And he's probably told his corner, never throw in the towel for me.
Yeah.
I can keep going, I'm fine. Yeah, definitely the right decision from the refs to stop it there.
Definitely. And he's probably had that in the tank, SHeeraz, at any point,
Yeah,
just
all the way through. He was very good.
very good.
And you'll only get better, he's only 21.
Yeah, young, learning on the job.
But I can see him having to move up a weight, because if he's only 21 and he fills out at
Yeah,
all,
definitely.
surely he's not making weight there.
Definitely. He'll probably move up for a couple of weight classes,
Yeah.
The big one coming up next.
Yes. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't even want either to win. I just. So exciting. It looks like a nice venue, wherever that is.
Yeah, it does. I think that they pick some good venues for these little
Behind,
fights. Yeah, behind the closed
I
doors.
don't know how the Royal Albert Hall will be with nobody in it.
Yeah,
That's the problem. The bigger it is, the more empty it'll feel.
Yeah. Especially the way it's set up.
Yeah.
Because it's
like-
very high, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
spiraling up.
because here there's no room for people
Yeah.
anyway, so you don't feel
You don't feel like
it
you're
as
missing
much.
that many people in
Yeah.
there.
The match room in the garden was epic.
Yeah,
weren't
that's
they?
quality. That
They
was.
were unreal.
Yeah, the idea for that as well.
Yeah.
Quality.
So good. Just getting confirmation of the result. He stopped in 1 minute 11 seconds in round 10. So SHeeraz has got that. That's good to stop him if he'd only been stopped one time before.
Yeah, good to get him out of there in the end.
Very
Good to get him out of there in the end.
So obviously he retains his WBO European Super Welterweight belt. Good for him. He was very good.
Yeah, he's a very, very stylish boxer.
Yeah, he's very popular as well. I remember being at his previous fights, and there's so much support for him.
Which I bet, when the crowds come back, he'll be buzzing to get them in there, And with his style, it can be very exciting to watch. He's versatile. He's got all the skills to, push on to a really high level. He's already got the European belt there. World level. I'm sure he'll be aiming for world level because he's got all the tools there.
Yeah, he was very good. Quite a mature performance as well, actually.
Yeah.
For someone who's there. Although, I suppose if he'd been a bit more experienced, he would have maybe done a bit more in the earlier rounds. Because I think he could have stopped that at any point.
Yeah, he's got time, he's got time to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad the ref stepped in there because that fitter would not have been going down.
No.
If the ref hadn't stopped it, then would you have expected his corner to have thrown in the towel then?
The way it was going, yeah, if he was still taking clean shots like that on his feet, they'll be throwing the towel in. Should be throwing the towel in anyway.
Although knowing that he just keeps going, they might not.
Oh no, yeah, probably. Yeah, they'll probably have a fight in the change room
Yeah,
after
he'll
if
be
they
like,
did.
no, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, great win for him. What do you think, Dom? What do you think that SHeeraz can do to improve? Because obviously he showed everything.
Well,
there.
just listening to David here and Frampton, they've gone as far as saying that he's a future world champion, and I have to second that opinion.
Yeah.
Because in terms of improvement, that will only come with experience. He's only 21. To show that kind of a very mature display is very, very impressive.
Yeah, it was very good performance. Dominating performance. Obviously, it's the main fight now. This will be good.
It's gonna be very good.
Oh,
I'm excited for this.
I
now
just hope
coming
it
up.
is as good as everyone thinks it's going to be.
Yeah, I can't see it not being.
No, I can't either.
I can't see it not being.
I'm going to ask you for your predictions in a minute, but not yet. So just have a think about your predictions for this one.
Yeah.
I've been thinking for the last 6 weeks.
I know you're changing your mind. And it will be interesting to get your predictions. So obviously you've sparred them both.
Yeah.
So you must have seen like one that's slightly stronger or one that's got more in, in the tank. More shots.
Yeah, there's differences. And it's just a matter of what happens on the night, because you could make an argument for for both doing whatever their strengths are.
Yeah, you definitely could. It's almost like how they perform on the night, because they both have the capability of winning.
Yeah,
definitely. So before this fight happens, we'll just give you some footage from the weigh-in that happened last night. So when they were weighing in, obviously Joyce came in about a stone heavier than Dubois, but here's some footage from the weigh-in last night. That's going to be a good fight as well. I want to eat my pizza actually. Is it killing you that we're eating the pizza?
Nah, man, no, don't bother me. Fill your boots.
I wouldn't be able to smell it and eat it.
I'm all good, man.
I don't want it to come back on. Okay, I've been told Danny Flexen is joining us now.
Okay.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I don't know whether it's just audio or if it's visual as well. Danny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi Danny, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good. How are you enjoying the boxing tonight?
Yeah, it's good. So far, I think we're all just waiting for the main event, aren't we? As good as the undercard's been at times, it's not been great all the way through. But yeah, I mean, the main event's incredibly intriguing. Best British fight of the year, beyond doubt.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you make of the performance just then by SHeeraz? You got the stoppage in the end.
Yeah, I didn't think the stoppage was particularly valid, to be fair. I thought he rocked him, stepped off, hit him again. He kind of moved him towards the corner, but he didn't look unduly hurt. There wasn't long left in the fight. He could have taken care of himself. I felt a bit for Peter. It might have meant something to him to go the distance. But yeah, decent performance from SHeeraz. He showed he can go the rounds. I'm sure his corner would have been happy with that. But it did look early on like he might have been able to force an earlier stoppage.
Yeah, I think we thought it would be an earlier stoppage.
Yeah, it looked like SHeeraz, if he felt like it, he probably could have got him out there earlier. But I think he was very comfortable, probably enjoying himself a bit, doing what he was doing, putting various shots. But he probably could have just stepped up a bit sooner, probably.
I think someone should have given him a nudge and told him we're all waiting for the main event.
Yeah, definitely.
What did you make of Jack Catterall's performance?
Yeah, I thought he looked good. I mean, it's hard watching Jack Catterall not project how he would go against the top names in the division because he is #1 contender with the WBO. He's likely to fight the winner if they stay at the weight between Ramirez and Josh Taylor. And looking at that performance, you don't want to judge him too harshly. He's been out of the ring for a while, but I'd worry about him against Josh Taylor on a performance like that. He would need to really step up his game and rise to the occasion for a fight like that.
Yeah, it is hard because obviously he did what he needed to do to win the fight, and he has been out of the ring for a year. But yeah, he would definitely need to produce a bit more to step up to that world title level.
Yeah, I mean, the guy he was going against, decent enough. But then you look at Josh Taylor's last fight against #1 mandatory contender in Kong Song, came over with a reputation of being incredibly tough. Probably back him to beat the guy that Catterall just fought, and Taylor destroyed him in a round. I mean, it's levels, isn't it? Most overused kind of term in boxing at the moment. It's become a cliche, but levels are important, and Catterall hasn't yet proven he's anywhere near Taylor's level, and that's partly because he hasn't had the opportunities.
Looking to this main fight now, Dubois Joyce, how excited are you that it's actually happening, and what are your thoughts on sort of how it's going to go?
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited. I mean, it's been delayed twice. It's not been a great year.
I think.
Yeah.
It's been loads.
It's not been a great year for anyone, obviously, generally. I don't want to kind of put us on a pedestal above anyone else, but for boxing especially, we had that long period where there were no shows whatsoever. And now, it's finally here. Big British domestic clash. Real 50-50 fight, despite what the bookies think.
100%. Well, Danny, thank you so much for your thoughts. And we're just going to be joined by SHeeraz now, so we will let you go. Thanks, Danny.
Thanks, Dan.
Cheers, mate.
Hi, Uni.
Hey, guys, I've got
SHeeraz.
Hamzah SHeeraz here. Hamzah.
Yeah. What's happening, guys? You good?
Congratulations.
Well done,
Great performance. Just talk to us about how you feel.
Yeah, no, I feel good. It was good to finally get the 10 rounds in, finally get the 10 rounds banked. There was lots of questions going about can he do the 10 rounds? Can he go the distance? And I felt like I answered them questions tonight. I may not have answered it how I would like to have answered them, but I got the job done, and that was the main thing at the end of the day.
You looked very comfortable through the whole fight. Was it in the back of your mind that you wanted to get those 10 rounds? Do you think that was sort of played a part? Because you looked like you could have stopped him at any point.
No, ideally, I wanted to get him out there early, like everyone would. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to get him out there early. But if anything, I'm glad I got the rounds. Like I said, the question answered. And it's good. It's good for I'm only 21, so I've got loads of time in the game, and it's good to bank these rounds early. So when I do get up to or go into deep waters, perhaps I know I've been there before, and it ain't unfamiliar territory. And
so, what are you hoping for next? What sort of are you wanting to move up the levels now, or are you? Because you say you're still young. What's the sort of plan of action?
Listen, I've got loads of time, but at the same time, there's no time to be wasted. I want to achieve my goal as soon as I can, really. But listen to my manager Andy Allen and my promoter Frank Rowan. Just they've been in the game for a very long time, so I'll just listen to them, see what they say, and just be guided by them and just carry on winning.
Well, the guys here were very impressed with
yeah, man. Definitely, you seem very versatile. Is the switch hitting something that you've done a lot of before? The switch hitting,
this was the first time I'd done it.
Yeah.
I wanted to change things up. I knew I had the opportunity to do it, to go in the latter rounds and switch things up. And I was finding different angles. I may have not been getting the power shots I wanted to get, but it's good to try them and get them out the way so I can say I've done it in a fight.
Yeah, man, you look very comfortable. Do you feel you could have stepped up a bit sooner? Looking back now, do you think I could have stepped up a bit earlier if I wanted to?
Yeah, no, 100% I could have. Will and Kev were killing me, but I don't know, for some reason I was finding it a bit difficult. But listen, I can look back on that performance and see where I went wrong and just work on that. And hopefully the next performance I'll be able to step it up a more.
Yeah, he was a tough guy, mate. He was a tough guy, wasn't he? So
I was very impressed from a coach's point of view. I was very impressed with what I saw. Very, very. First time I've actually seen you fight. And when I'm marking it, it's 10 out of 10.
Cheers, man.
The stoppage obviously is icing on the cake. You did everything possibly. You put on such a matured. It looked like you've been boxing all your life, basically. What, you're only 21.
Yeah, I'm only 21.
It looks like you've been boxing for like a very seasoned pro. I'm really, really impressed, I must tell you.
Cheers. No, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to my team. And like I said, Will Jones and Kevin, I know I keep mentioning them, but this camp, listen, I done exactly what they said. Maybe, obviously, not switching up the gears, but there's something to work on. Obviously, I'm not going to be a change fighter in just one camp. It's going to take me a few fights to do so.
Definitely.
So, God willing, inshallah, I'll get there in the end, man. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Very good. Man. Well done.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Looking forward to seeing you again soon. Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah,
he should be happy.
Looking forward to his future, that boy.
Do you think he will be out again soon? Do you think that's the best thing for him? Just get him the fights, keep him.
I would say, listen, he's in a very good managerial company, promotional company. They're specialists at guiding such young talents, and yes, they will get him as soon as possible. Keep the momentum going.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially at that age, getting the experience and, like Dan said, momentum. I think you'll find, if he gets a good few fights, he'll be rolling and he'll keep improving, steadily. But as he keeps active, those improvements will keep, coming along, and he's got a great future, really, I think.
Yeah, he was very, very impressive. We've got obviously the main fight coming up. But just before that starts, just a reminder that we've got the little competition that we're doing. So the signed Usyk merchandise, it's from the KO Cup. So you need to subscribe to their YouTube channel. That gives you automatic entry into the competition. As long as you subscribe, then a winner will be picked for the signed Usyk framed picture, basically. So get subscribing. It's the KO Cup. They obviously do the white collar boxing, the Rumble Live, and the next event is Friday the 13th. So just subscribe, that's all you need to do, and you will be entered into the competition.
October 2020, we made history at the Southmorton Boxing Club by staging the world's first behind closed doors white collar boxing show. We got over 10,000 views on the night across 103 countries. Now we're bringing the live Rumble back, bigger and better than before. Follow the fighters in the build-up and vote on the night for your favourites. See all the thrills, spills and skills from the best in white collar boxing, live and free at the KO Cup.
So now we're moving on to the main fight, Daniel Dubois, Joyce for the British, Commonwealth and European titles. Just get some stats up now. So obviously, as we've said, Joyce is 35, Dubois is only 23, so huge age gap. Dubois has had 15 fights, 15 wins, 14 by knockout. Joyce 11 fights, 11 wins, 10 by knockout. So Joyce 6'6", Dubois 6'5", so not much in it really. Obviously both undefeated, both very capable of winning this, either whether it's through knockout or, well, I think, to be honest, through knockout. They could probably both go the distance. We know Joyce has got an incredible engine on him.
Yeah.
But just a reminder that the weigh-in that they had last night, we'll just show a little video of the action from last night when they weighed in, and then we will see the ring walks.
The undefeated former Commonwealth, WBA Continental, and WBA Gold heavyweight champion, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce. 18 stone, 6 pounds, 14 ounces for Joe Joyce. And now we will welcome to the scale the defending champion from Greenwich, London, England. He is undefeated with 15 wins. 14 of his 15 wins come by way of knockout. Let's welcome the reigning and defending champion, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. 17 stone, 6 pounds, 6 ounces for Daniel Dubois.
He's dangerous. He's got dynamite in both fists.
This is a big fight for boxing fans all around the world.
How to exploit Joe's weaknesses and recognise his strengths.
Frank Warren suggested that the winner of this this fight will go on.
October 2020, we made history at the Southmorton Boxing Club by staging the world's first behind-closed-doors white-collar boxing show. We got over 10,000 views on the night across 103 countries. Now we're bringing the live rumble back, bigger and better than before. Follow the fighters in the build-up and vote on the night for your favourites. See all the thrills, spills and skills from the best in white-collar boxing, live and free at the KO Cup.
Okay, so we've just watching Daniel Dubois and Joe Joyce in the ring. So I presume Joe Joyce is walking out as the sort of away fighter.
Yeah.
He almost is being treated as the away fighter, isn't he? Obviously, they're both represented by Queensbury Promotions.
And also being an Olympian, I think that's disrespectful, if you ask me.
Yeah, he is. He definitely has been treated as, you know, Frank often in the press conferences is there for Daniel Dubois, and Joe Joyce has Sam Jones with him. So it's almost as if he is the sort of away fighter when he's not really. But I don't think he minds it. I don't think he minds being the underdog.
No, you don't mind, Joe. In his own mind, he's confident. You know, he's not even an underdog in his own mind. He knows what he's done. He knows what he's done, amateur and pro. He's been there, so he'll have full confidence.
Yeah, he looks very, very confident and relaxed. Actually,
he'll be relaxed.
Wearing a sort of comic book strip.
Yeah, man, funky outfit.
Yeah.
Man.
And they're just getting Dubois' ring walk now. So as we're watching the fight, Don, you are going to be doing the scoring. Do you want a little on your scorecard?
Sure.
So we'll compare that to obviously the scorecards that are on the commentary are doing, and obviously the scorecard at the end if it goes to
if it goes
if it goes
yeah, it might not be needed.
Yeah, it might not be even needed. Also tell us leave some comments on your scores as well as we're going through the fight. So now they're actually walking out and getting into the ring. Now is the time to ask the prediction. So I'll start with you, Solomon. What is your prediction?
I've been back and forth, sitting on the fence, but I'm leaning towards Joyce. I am leaning towards Joyce, so I'm gonna put it on the line and say Joyce from now. Yeah.
By knockout.
By a late stoppage.
Okay.
Late stoppage. Yeah.
And is that based on having sparred them both? You saw more from Joe.
A bit. I wouldn't even put it down to sparring. I just think I put it down to their style, their strengths. You know, I think Joe's got a bit better engine, and if he can avoid punishment early, he could potentially overwhelm him. But I am still 50. I'd say 49%, 51%. You know, it's 1%.
Okay, so you're going for Joe Joyce late stoppage. Don, what about you?
Like I said earlier, basically, in my opinion, Joe has two ways he can win the fight. He can win it if it goes points, and he can also win it by stoppage. Although I believe that Daniel Dubois, no disrespect to him, I believe he's only one way he can win this fight is to stop Joe Joyce. So based on those two factors, I'm backing Joe Joyce to win the fight, either by a stoppage or by points.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go for
you're gonna go with
Dubois early stoppage, which is ridiculous because I don't know why I would ever question Joe Joyce's chin, to be honest, but that's just,
Okay, then.
I'll be very different. And
we shall see.
We shall see, man. You're gone for it.
We will see. Oh, it's exciting. It's actually finally happening.
Yeah.
Months and months after it was meant to. They're just introducing the fighters now. Yeah, as you say, Joe Joyce is built up quite a sweat in his warm up.
Yeah, that's something they would have focused on, you know, to make sure he's warm going into round one, because you know he does start slow a few times, and he would have learnt from that. So making sure he's nice and warm, nice and ready, so that he's in a rhythm, because he does that when he's fighting. You know, he gets after a couple of rounds, he just builds more momentum. So they're trying to build that momentum from the changing room. So come the first ball, he's ready to go.
What do you make of people calling him slow?
Slow. He looks slow.
He appears to
maybe,
the eye.
To
He appears,
yeah.
but he isn't. And Solomon will tell you.
Yeah.
You've been in there with him.
Yeah, it's different when you're in there, you know, because there's more to just, you know, hand speed than just the hand speed. You know, his timing, distance, all those factors from getting his punch to your head. You know, it lands there on time. It might not just be a hand speed. He's got the distance. He's got the timing, and yeah, it's slow. He's dealt with it. You know, people have always said it, you know, over the years for him, but it doesn't make a difference, to be honest. It doesn't make a difference.
It's great because they're both obviously London boys.
Yeah.
And Dubois got that number 2 spot for the WBO belt, which is currently held by Anthony Joshua. But if he was to vacate, then it would potentially, the winner of this would then fight Usyk.
Usyk for the championship, yeah. So this
a
is
lot,
really,
yeah. If you win this fight, it's more about, you know, it's more than just the British belt. Or the, you know,
it's a huge fight.
It's more than that.
You know, you get that top spot in the WBO as a challenger and the number 2 if Joshua vacates, and I think there's a WBC ranking, a top 10 ranking. I think with either the WBC or WBA, there's a top 10 ranking there going as well. So you know, there's a lot on the line for this fight.
Huge fight.
Huge fight. After this fight, the winner, you know, they've got 2 or 3 fights for a world championship.
Right.
And they look serious. Joe looks serious.
Joyce looks very serious. He looks very
serious.
calm though.
Yeah.
He looks very calm. Oh, it's really happening.
I think, you know,
Daniel made a better start. He'll pull the first trigger.
I think
Yeah,
Dubois' jab will come out sharp. You know, that first jab will come
go.
out sharp. But Joe, yeah, he can mix the jab to the body. That's a solid jab there, though, from
Don't
Dubois.
drop that left. Don't run in, Joe.
But as you can see, Joe, he can't help himself. He's already on the front foot. That's just how he is, you know. He's straight on the front foot.
He's very, very muscular up top, Dubois, isn't he?
Very top heavy, you know. He's got that power. He's got good balance with it, you know. To be fair, he's got very good footwork, good balance.
If Joe does fall in with us,
yeah.
Oh,
just needs to be very careful
very
there.
Good jab. He's known for his good jab, isn't he?
Great jab. Joe's got a very good jab as well. Both have
very deceptive jab, Joe.
Yeah,
so hammers it.
Yeah, it comes at you from the angles. But you can see Joe from the start is pressuring him, but Dubois' jab is very strong. See that left hook to the body. He's just got to be careful, Joyce. They don't walk into too many shots.
That left hand should be higher.
Yeah,
Joe. That's where the danger is from Daniel. Right hand, left hook is gonna throw.
Yeah. See there, Joe just leant back. You know, he's quite slippery, Joe, when he wants to be. You know, leant back and made Dubois' right hand fall short. He just needs to be careful not to go back in a straight line.
That's Joe's jab.
Yeah, Joe's jab, he can match him with a jab.
Good, he's going to the body early.
Give us your predictions as well in the comments. Who you think's going to win, how it's going to go.
Good jab from Dubois. But what Joe's doing, he's pressuring him, but he's not overly pressuring him.
He's doing the right thing because Daniel, I've not seen Daniel being backed up, I'll be honest with you, previously. Yeah. So this is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not used to boxing on the back foot, Daniel. You can see that. Yeah. And if he lets Joe get rhythm going,
what Joyce is doing good is he's coming forward, but he's still defensively minded with his shots coming forward as well. You know, he's not just lunging in. He's jabbing as he comes forward, you know, making sure he don't catch too much.
Look, Danny's losing his shape, in my opinion, because he wants to land a 1-2 that isn't there, you see. That's the problem he's going to have.
I would say that Dubois looks a bit on edge.
Because he's not used to boxing on his back foot. I've not seen him on his back foot. Previous competitions, which is his best tool, his jab, Daniel. Yeah. If you can't get your rangefinder, you're gonna have problems landing your power shot.
Joyce is getting good range, you know, he's getting his timing really well.
That's Joyce's round?
Yeah, that is Joyce's round there. Busier and pressuring him, and he was getting his jab off, very effective.
It's the first round to Joyce. Is that how you Did you think Dubois would come out do a bit more in the first
He
round?
they're expecting to put Joe on his back foot straight away. That hasn't happened.
So now he's not.
Yeah, so
not used
if
to
he
it.
doesn't sort that out, this fight's, like I said, Joe can keep that all night long. That
Yeah, he's got a great engine.
he will keep
Joyce,
that.
doesn't he?
The same pattern, nothing will change.
Yeah, he can keep the tempo. So people say he's slow because maybe he doesn't go to that tempo, but the tempo that he's at,
He'll maintain
he
it.
just keeps
He'll maintain
it all
that,
the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
All night. It's up to Dubois to stop his tempo because Joe will keep going. It's up to Dubois to ramrod that jab through the middle and stop him in his tracks. Because Joe won't stop, he won't stop all night. He'll keep going. It's up to Dubois to stop him in his tracks.
Okay, on to round 2.
That's the only way Danny can do it.
Dubois,
He hurt him there.
Yeah, Dubois
He hurt him there.
Come out a bit sharp there.
He came out sharp. This is where it goes.
Yeah. If Joe needs to weather this storm.
But he might walk onto something himself if he does that. He's got to take his time.
But Joyce is moving well on the back foot there. He's drifting off. You can see.
Oh, good shot.
You can see the change though here. Yeah, you can see Dubois put the pressure on here.
Because Dubois is still only 23, so he's still very young himself. So if he comes out with nerves, I suppose it's.
Yeah, he seems to have settled into this round a bit better, a bit more active. But still, yeah, Joyce is getting his pressure back now a bit.
Yes, it has. Daniel hit him with a power shot.
Yeah, he did hit him with a power shot.
And he rocked him. See that deceptive jab from Joe?
Yeah, it's very deceptive. Yeah, it just touches your head before you know it's even there.
Yeah. No, that didn't land. That glanced.
Yeah. Joe needs to not switch
Joe
off
needs
there.
to, Joe's totally switched off.
He sort of expected Dubois to stop punching and the ref to come in, but he's not gonna.
Oh.
But yeah, Dubois has good bursting around, but he won't maintain it like Joe.
Yeah.
He might have a little breather and have another burst in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, he'll know that he needs to do this in the next few rounds, get it done, otherwise.
But I think he's still, he's been sparring hard, doing his 12-round spars. He'll be
fit.
confident that he can do the 12, but yeah, your opportunities are limited.
Yeah. Especially if he has big bursts like he has done, and they don't affect Joyce recovers from them.
Yeah.
There's only a limit to how often
Sure.
he can do that.
Yeah, he's getting his range here, Dubois.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Clean shots there, yeah. Joe's letting him just
What's
sort of
Joe
stalk
doing?
him, yeah. Dubois sort of stalking
he's dropping that left hand in the wrong places, Joe.
Yeah. Dubois just stalking now.
Good shot.
Dubois throwing some good shots.
Yeah, I'd say Dubois.
Daniel's round.
Yeah,
got
so
that round
one
there.
round each we've got it, have we?
Yeah, one each, one apiece. It's come out a bit sharper than Dubois, a bit more busy. It looks like he's breathing quite heavy after that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good shots from Dubois. And then thinks it's...
Yeah, what was good from Dubois was he was working in that close range clinch. Joyce was looking to hold, and wait for the break. Dubois was letting shots go in there.
Yeah, very good round for Dubois. Yeah, Dubois' trainer saying he wants another round just like that.
Yeah, I'm not
He's got to watch it because that muscle mass Dubois is carrying will obviously needs to get the fight concluded quick inside 6.
Yeah, but as you can see, he's come straight on the front foot, Dubois there. Joe's pushing him back a bit now, but I think the intent's a bit there. The intent's there from Dubois now.
Good shot.
That's a clean shot. Yeah.
Dubois
He's
really,
definitely he's
really
over him.
going for it.
Joyce needs to do. Yeah. He's taking clean shots here.
Yeah, he looks a little bit.
Joyce is
unsteady.
taking some stick here though. It will come back. And you know, if you don't put him down, it's going to be disheartening for Dubois. Taking his best shots.
Now he's working his jab, Dubois.
Because Joyce has got, he's sort of an immovable object, they say, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Incredible chin.
And it will discourage you, you know, if you're landing your best shots and, you know, they keep coming forward, especially being such a puncher that Dubois is.
Joyce is using his jab well.
Yeah, he's weathered that storm well, you know, and he's getting his jab off again.
That jab is unbelievably deceptive.
Yeah, he threw one just before and it rocked Dubois, rocked him back.
But you can see this. It's what Dubois does seem to do. You know, he's had a strong burst at the start of the round, and then he'll have a little breather. You know, and he might have another burst before the end. Joyce is more sustained pressure. That's where Joe needs to capitalise. You know, when he's weathered the storm. He's having a bit of a breather.
Because he obviously needs it. He needs the rest. Don, do you think maybe he's a bit too muscular, Dubois?
That's always concerned me for such a young man. They've loaded it. They haven't let him grow naturally. They have got muscle mass on him, which will always come back to haunt him. He's going to be explosive, but only for short periods with that type of body type. That's not his natural body. They've loaded him with weights prematurely. They haven't allowed him to grow naturally.
Dubois, I think, has got a nosebleed.
Good jab from Dubois.
The battle of the jabs is really key here. You know, they really are trading jabs. Joe's putting 2 jabs in, you know, doubling it up, but Dubois putting a very solid single jab through the middle.
Here's the first bit of blood from Dubois.
Yeah. There's good movement from Joyce there. You know, he's got a little bit of you know,
good jab,
lateral movement and that, and the jab was very nice.
Someone double up your jab, please. Joe's round.
Right. Joyce's round, yeah. So you got it 2-3, no 2-1 to Joyce. Was you, so that was Joyce's round as well?
It was a close round for me. That was a close round for me.
I don't know if I can call
Joe
it.
landed more of the jabs.
Dubois did start very
Dubois
sharp.
threw a couple of power shots. The jabs are scoring.
Yeah, I'll go with Joyce's round because I think Dubois was very effective for the first 30 seconds, but I think the rest of the round, Joyce.
Good shot.
But there, man, some good shots.
Yeah, in the beginning, like you said, first 30 seconds, but you need to fight for 3 minutes.
Exactly that. Bit of a low one on the leg, but you know what? When you're flooring them in, man. Joyce has been really effective with the jab. Joyce has, you know, he's mixing up. Very effective.
Very effective. Right into round 4.
And maybe will Dubois maybe start sharp again, have a little burst.
That seems to be the pattern.
Yeah, but I think as the rounds go on, those bursts will get less. Yeah. See, Joyce is backing him up towards the ropes now. Joyce needs to double his attack up, get the one attack off, but then get his second attack, but not just walk ahead first with it. Throw one phase, get the second phase in after, and defend in between. Keep his ring position. We can see Dubois' balance is very good. The way he drifts out.
Balance is good. Yeah,
very good balance.
His stance.
Yeah, you can see he doesn't often come out of that stance. Dubois.
Good shot. Good body shot.
A good left hook to the body.
Yeah, the longer these rounds go on, Joyce will be getting more confident, won't he?
Oh yeah, Joe starts slow, by the way. He warms up.
Yeah. And he's
good head movement, Joe.
Yeah, the head movement's nice there.
I haven't seen him do that before.
Yeah.
Oh, good shot.
I've seen bits of it in sparring. You know, he does move his head when he wants to. When he wants to, he can move his head and that.
He's using his size there, weight advantage, pushing him back. That jab is a problem.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but Joyce is out jabbing Dubois.
Yeah.
Even though Dubois is known for a great jab.
I think it's
what I'm saying. That jab is a problem for him.
Yeah.
If you watch what he's doing, Joyce, he's jabbing once, coming back out and jabbing again. So he's in
That's
and out.
the amateur thing that he's always maintained. The amateur thing.
In and
it's
out
working.
Dubois is a very solid one ramrod jab, like there, come with the backhand. Joyce is a bit more flowing with it.
I know the same. It sounds like there's plenty of support, but there's no crowd. Who is everyone?
It's probably Dubois' 10 brothers and sisters. That's good from Joe. You see when Dubois comes in close, just wrap him up
and march him back.
Yeah, march him back and go again.
Daniel's eye swollen up, his left eye. Yeah. They haven't picked up on that. I think there's blood somewhere.
Yeah, his nose is bleeding.
Yeah.
So he comes short with that round over the top Dubois. That's because Joe put the jab, as Dubois went to throw the 1-2, Joe put his jab right in between it, and it made Dubois throw short.
Oh, he walked onto one there, Joe. That's still a Joe's round.
That's Joe's round there.
So you got it 3-1.
3-1 so far.
To Joyce.
And I thought it would be the other way around if the Daniel win the earlier rounds.
Yeah.
Going like it from here now. Joe's going to feel confident, building up, going forward now.
Because he's a slow start. He's known to be a slow starter. Yeah. He's actually started fast.
He's actually started. Yeah, started well.
And you know what? He's took a few shots, and that gave him confidence because he's took a few shots, clean ones.
Yeah.
And he would have felt the power now. I thought, you know what? Okay,
I can deal with this.
We can deal with it. Yeah.
Your predictions are looking better than mine right now.
So he's never been in that situation, Daniel. Whether it's inspiring.
Yeah, his eye has swelled.
That jab is a problem.
Yeah, Dubois it's a test for him now as he faced this adversity. I don't think he hasn't done it yet.
I don't think he has.
See how he comes through it, If
they're scoring the same as well. 3.
Yeah. And if he starts getting desperate, Daniel, then he's gonna make mistakes like you do.
Yeah, he will make mistakes.
Yeah.
Is that a gum shield come out?
Shields come out, have they? Whose though?
Wet. Too much water. Daniel's corner.
Okay.
Oh,
going there. Joe just feet stayed in the same place.
Shot, man.
Can take a shot though, man.
It can take a shot, that man.
I think there's quite a lot of swelling on Dubois' eye, actually.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I think it's quite bad.
That's closing up quite a bit. Dubois' left eye.
It really is.
Joyce just needs to not be so static, when Dubois is attacking back. But there's a sort of little lay back and drift away, Joyce.
Good shot to the body.
Good shot to the body. And Dubois looking a bit more sluggish, to be honest, right now. He's not
having the bursts of activity.
If you look at the body language, Joyce is look at his feet. He's moving in and out. He's seeming quite dynamic. He looks very tired, Dubois.
He's not even following his shots with anything.
Yeah.
I bet the bookies are thinking, wow.
But there, Dubois came with a few heavy shots. Joyce weathered them well, he blocked them, drifted off.
That's the thing. If you can hit, Dubois lands heavy shots, but if you can take them, he wouldn't have come across anyone who can take a shot like
exactly.
Joyce. And there's nothing else he can do.
Do you know what? This is a good fight. He's hotting up. They're trading some leather.
Good shot.
The body
That body jab. People don't realize how much it takes out of the fighter. Good shot.
Yeah, Dubois doing a bit better now.
But Joyce, he's subtly leaning away from the punches. He's taking a bit of sting out. Not that one, but he was taking a bit of sting out of him.
Daniel walked onto one there.
Daniel's eye is getting very closed.
Yeah, very swollen. Very swollen. He works well in the clinches there, Dubois, you see. He still punches when he's in there.
Oh!
That's a good shot.
Good shot from...
I'll give that to Daniel.
Oh. Looking at them both, Dubois is looking a lot worse off at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking like he's slowing down more than Joyce. Like we said, Joyce is maintaining the tempo.
Which we expected.
Yeah. Joyce is the fresher. Yes, he's landing the power shots. Here you go, Martin. I know you're gonna panic. You fool. You've never been to this.
Yeah, Martin is.
Don't panic because the fighter picks
really,
up on it.
Yeah.
Giving Dubois a pep talk there, telling him to keep his composure.
Joyce looks their corner looks very calm for Joyce.
Very calm.
No Salas in there as well. And you're looking at the two corners.
This kid is well travelled, like I said. But listen, it's still anyone's fight. Daniel's still got that power, that take-out power. Yeah. And
come short with that right hand there, Dubois. He just sort of chopped it down. But
getting desperate.
Yeah, Joe's counter jab. If you watch when Dubois comes in, Joyce throws a counter jab.
That's right.
That's just stopping him in the tracks and breaking his combo. That jab is very good.
That jab is a problem.
I mean, you can't say nothing about it being slow because he's touching the target.
What have you got the scoring at? 3-1, 2, 3, 3-2.
3-2 to Joyce.
3-2 to Joyce.
There, man. The bar
covered it.
Yeah, he covered it. And Joyce got a little counter right hand in there.
Good. Those body jabs are major.
Yeah.
You can hear
they wind you.
Caroline Dubois shouting.
Very passionate from me.
Good, the left hook by Daniel.
Got a left hook there.
Yeah, good left hook.
Joe needs to just wrap him up inside. Because at range, Joyce is winning that battle at range.
See, Daniel doesn't know what to do and does good punch on the inside.
Just needs to be very careful on the side. And that's where he sees marching him back. Joyce has got one stone weight advantage. It just helps.
You can see, can't you? It looks like there's more than... Apparently there's only 1 inch in height difference, but Joyce looks way taller.
Yeah, I think Dubois is a bit under 6'4". Joyce is about 6'6". They've got him listed as 6'5", Dubois, but it's not 6'5". He's about 6'4".
What are you, 6'5"?
I'm 6'5", and I'm a bit taller than Dubois, and a bit shorter than Joyce. And I think Dubois is going to come in with
he's doing the right things.
Yeah, wrapping him up.
He's wrapping him up when he comes in a danger zone. Daniel's looking for that right hand, isn't he?
He's shaping up for the right hand.
Yeah.
But Joyce there...
He's going to walk onto him because his eye's shutting up here.
It's really shut him. Dubois' left eye is
I think
closed.
Joe will start to get right hands off now because he won't be able to see it. But Dubois coming, man. He's got
good shot, Daniel.
Good shot. Getting good shots off. Good left hooks to the body as well. That coming in there.
Saw that.
Very subtle. This is where Dubois, his eyes shutting up. But he's been boxing since he was 5-6 years old.
All on that eye. That jab's been placed on that eye.
That eye is not looking good. Oh. Who would you give that to?
Joyce scored most of the jabs.
Yeah, Joyce of that round.
I thought it would be over by now, so my early round knockout is there. Out the window.
Your bet's gone. Joyce, man, he's took some good shots, but Joyce has not really been phased.
No.
Not at all.
And they've been hard shots, I can tell you. Like, look at that. Glancing.
Yeah, Daniel's face looks a bit beat up now, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is where now, it comes, the toughness and the heart starting to come into the fight now.
I've got a draw at the moment.
Did you give that last round to Dubois?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just shaded it for me.
It's close.
Joe got hurt a couple of times in that round.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was a shot.
He just takes the shot so well.
Yeah. Look, okay.
Oh,
He needs to weather it. He needs to just wrap him up. Dubois is coming through it, but that burst will end in a few seconds. If Joe's weathered that extremely well. See,
He just never looks phased, does he, Joyce?
Similar pattern from Dubois, early burst. Joyce has weathered it extremely well. The battle of these jabs is great as well, man. They've both got cracking jabs.
Because so many fighters don't use their jab at all, do they? They just don't.
Yeah, this is great jabbing.
good shot to the body. That's a winner.
And Joyce is doubling up really well.
Good shot.
That was a good shot from Dubois.
I'm surprised we can't hear Sam Jones.
If you look at Joyce's jab, he's moving all around the place. Then he'll just touch Dubois' forehead out of
saying.
nowhere. You
Yeah,
see what I mean? It doesn't
exactly.
look too. It's just there.
Oh,
Shot.
Daniel took one there.
Yeah, he did shake one.
Yeah, Dubois' vision is 100% effective.
Yeah, that left eye, that's going to make a big effect. But do you know what? Daniel's keeping his shape really well.
Oh!
Shot. Great shot from Joyce. He's just looking a bit fresher, Joyce, a bit sharper at the minute.
No, that didn't touch.
Shot.
Fell short.
It is a good round for Dubois. But we're getting into the second half of the fight now.
But you can see Joyce isn't rushing it, he's not. He's getting a few shots off like he does, but he's not rushing it. I think he's still wary, not to walk onto a few shots. He just came a bit low with the left hook, man, just missed him.
Daniel's round.
Yeah, I'd say Daniel's round. But Joyce, he's moving his feet constantly. If you look, he's not really settling in position for more than a couple of seconds. He's constantly on the move there. He's constantly on the move. Joyce is very, very mobile.
Do you know what I hope this doesn't happen? Is it goes to points and then there's a bit of debate about who gets the decision.
Well, he's in front on my cards.
Dubois
at the moment. Yeah.
Joyce just looks so not phased by anything
he looks
at
a
all.
lot fresher.
Doesn't look like he's that much out of breath. He just takes every shot.
Telling him what to do.
Very calm in Joyce's corner again. Dubois up out of the stall quick,
they
you know.
think, oh yeah,
That's
they
exactly
think
how I've got
Dubois,
it, yeah.
They think Dubois as well.
It's a strange one. It's Dubois sort of ahead on the points, but
he's not actually winning.
Yeah, he's took a lot more
it's
damage.
Really weird. Yeah.
He's took more damage. I think Joe will feel like he's in a better position.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good body shot from Joe.
Yeah, like Dubois is technically winning the fight, but he's not. If you know what I mean, like he's not winning the battle as such.
Joyce is just taking a couple in those close exchanges. Mm-hmm. He even needs to wrap him up and get going, or not being there at all. If he's caught in sort of no man's land, he's catching a few hooks.
It's mad. There's 12 years difference between them. You would just
good
never
round
think.
from Joyce. But you know what? Daniel's probably been boxing for longer.
Yeah.
For a lot longer.
Yeah, it's all he's ever done. He's done it his whole life, hasn't he?
That was a good jab and little movement from Joyce there.
I can't believe we're in round 8.
I know. You know, Dubois, his eyes swelled up and you know he's breathing quite heavy, but he's not letting down at all, man. He's kept his shape, you know, and he's still fighting strong. There's a good backhand there, you know. There's no quitting him.
Yeah, because everyone obviously says how good Joe Joyce's engine is, but people don't really know about Daniel Dubois, do they? They don't.
I mean, it looks like he's breathing heavier, but you know what? He's still going. He's still going. That left eye is really bad.
I know. I don't know how he's even seeing any shots from there.
Just missed that chopping right hand Joyce there.
Mm-hmm.
And that landed clean from Dubois. They just bounce off Joyce's head though, don't they? It's ridiculous.
What's your front punch combination, Joe? You usually got a pop, pop, pop.
Yeah.
Time. Danny's round again.
Yeah, I think another round.
Do you know what's weird is when Joe Joyce throws any shot, it does look like he's throwing it really slowly, but no one gets out of the way, so it's obviously not.
Yeah,
because it doesn't
right?
move, so it's obviously not.
Yeah,
slow.
that's the timing and distance.
Yeah.
You know, that's the experience there. That's a good shot.
That's just brushed off the.
Wow, so going into round 9.
I gave that to Danny.
So is he up by 3 rounds? Is that what you've got?
Yeah, I've got him. I got him in front, well in front.
Yes, I think 3 rounds up. You've got him.
Yeah, I've only given 3 rounds to Joe so far.
Mm-hmm.
He's throwing volume, Joe, but Danny's throwing the.
Yeah, they've got it as well. Oh no, they had that one as Joyce actually, that last.
Yeah, I was on the fence leaning towards Joyce maybe for that round.
They still have Dubois in front though.
Yeah, I have Dubois in front.
Three punch combination, Joe. 1, 2, 3. As in left hook finish.
Yeah.
That's usually his pattern. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. Great jab. As you see, he's gone in and out of range of it before you even know it. And Joyce is looking for that chopping right hand over the top of Dubois' lead. He's just come a little bit off of it a couple of times, but he's looking for that shot. If he can get that range, you sort of hit him on the side of the head. It goes over Dubois' lead jab.
He's going for that eye.
Yeah, he needs to.
Joyce is just going, jabbing that eye.
Dubois leaping in with the overhand right, but like again, Joyce is just leaning back. He's taking a little bit of the sting out of that backhand. Dubois is stalking though, man. He's dangerous, still dangerous.
Yes, it has actually.
Yeah, the pace is definitely slowed now.
Daniel's started to look fresh suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. If Joyce gives him too much space, he will be able to get a second wind almost. Not much has really happened.
Dubois like he's looking for maybe another burst in the round. You know, he has one or two of them each round. You know, a big burst, and in between them you can see like Joyce is a lot more active. Well, probably this is where it comes.
Yeah, I feel like Joyce has given him a lot of recovery time.
But you find with Dubois there, he drifts off very well. You know, it's hard. He's hard to hit. He's hard to hit with your first phase attack. He'll just drift off, and he'll just take the range away. That is a Joyce round, and Joyce is happy with it as well.
Joyce knows it.
He's happy with it. But I think Joyce needs a strong few last rounds now to try and secure the victory because it's in the balance.
But I think the commentators will have it as a draw at the moment if they gave that one to Joyce, because they gave the last one to him as well.
That eye's pretty much completely closed.
Yeah, there's no way to see out of that. It doesn't help, I think his trainer just hit it with the visor.
But man, with that eye closed up, Dubois showed good testament. He's kept his balance, he's kept his stance. He hasn't really broken apart from that happening.
Yeah, looking at them, Dubois looks a lot worse off.
Yeah, it looks worse for wear.
They've got it. Richie Woodall has got it as a draw so far.
Just like the commentators are saying, Joyce looks a lot fresher.
He does look so much fresher. We're into the 10th round. Wow.
He's hurt him.
Okay, Dubois has taken
he's took one in the eye. That eye.
That's a jab, The
jab on that eye.
So he's getting the count.
Stop the fight because he can't see.
No, that's it. They're going to stop it. They've stopped it.
Big juggernaut.
Joyce
that was Dubois.
That was a jab, He walked onto it because he went to throw a powerful jab and he went straight and split his eye. Yeah.
Dubois didn't. He could have got up. He didn't want to know anymore. Dubois, that eye's terrible.
His eye is bad.
But Dubois didn't. He didn't want to know anymore there.
Wow.
Thought he might have gone out a bit on his shield, but he was doing well. But yeah, man, he just. I think Dubois just sort of said no. I don't want no more. To be honest.
You better believe it. We kept telling you guys because the guy's deceptive. You've been in there with the man.
Exactly. Yeah. Look at Dubois' face.
He makes good boxers look ordinary when they get in there with him. The young man will come again. He's only young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can come again. I think it's more important for
jab.
Boom! He went to throw a power jab and.
Oh, he went down. Yeah.
He just said no. Little bit of. Don't know if that's a bit of quitting him or not. But.
Oh dear.
But yeah, that eye was bad.
Right in his eye.
But maybe you should have.
That could be a long term. I hope not for the young man because because the eye was already shutting. Now for him to be stopped in his tracks like that,
Yeah, it must have been something.
Bam.
Jab straight.
Yeah.
It was right on his
Yeah.
eye.
And that is very painful.
Yeah, Dubois didn't want to. He didn't want to continue there. Didn't want to continue anymore.
Wow.
Should have put a bet on now. I'm thinking
I
about
know.
it.
He was so much of the underdog by the bookies. Wow. I bet his team are going crazy.
Yeah, man. There's the
There you go, Caprera.
trademark.
Look at that. Yeah, bluff for a big 6'6" man. Look at that. Straight, not even no stumbling.
He doesn't even look out of breath still.
No.
Joe Joyce.
That's what it's like, man. He'll do 12 rounds and he'll just look the same as every single round. You know, the engine's ridiculous. Yeah, but that was a good fight. That was a really good fight. You know,
Very good.
Look at that eye, man.
Yeah, that's.
And that comes from Joyce. You know, he's touched that eye all night. He's touched him up with the jabs and the shots. You know, that's
his mum there.
Yeah, his mum there. Great performance.
Wow. Well, I didn't expect that. So even not having his head trainer there hasn't affected Joe Joyce?
No, it didn't affect him one bit.
Not at all.
It's too early for the young man. You know, he'll come again. He's a young fighter. Go back, regroup, and learn from it.
But for Joe, it's great for Joe now. He's up there. You know.
Oh,
he's knocking on the door for a world title. You know.
Well, he deserves it. I mean, he should be fighting Usyk. Usyk beat him by split decision when they fought.
He'll want that back,
and he'd want that. That's the fight. I think that would,
he'll want that
natural
as well.
fight to make will be that one.
Over 12 rounds, he'll fancy himself. But that was a really good fight, man. And Dubois, that eye was shut for a good few rounds before that stoppage. So, you know, testament to Dubois. You know, he kept going. He must have just felt something with that last jab that really, really was quite painful.
Yeah, that eye looks swollen.
Yeah.
Closed and swollen.
And, you know, people like Carl Brook have had it. You know, the broken orbital bone. It could have something broken in there. Hopefully, it's just swelling. You know, he looks okay, Dubois. To be fair, other than that eye, he doesn't look too out of sorts.
That's shocked a lot of people.
Yeah, I would have shocked a lot of people, but a lot of people in boxing knew what Joyce is like, and exactly like that. You know, across all the rounds, you know, he kept coming, and he looks like he could do another, you know, 10, 12 rounds.
That's the frightening thing about Joe.
He's one of those you'd want in like the 1900s. You know, they do the 100-round fights, and you know, them 50-round fights. He's one of those kind of guys.
Joyce is just stretching off.
Yeah.
As if he's just done a little gym session or something.
Yeah.
Just doing the announcement for the win.
Counter. Oh, so it's just wow, that was for the European titles.
Yeah, so the British Commonwealth and the vacant European title.
Well done, Joe.
Joe Joyce.
Well done, man. Great performance, you know. Good fight and great performance.
Well done. Good, because you didn't have him up on points, did you? At that
No,
point?
no, I had him down on points.
I had him
down on points.
Yeah, I had him about level on that round.
Oh, him, Joyce getting all the belts. He did very well.
Did very well, man. He took some shots as well, Joyce, and you know what? He's proved what people already knew of him. He could take a shot. He's got the engine.
He took some shots, and you know we knew he could do that.
Yeah, and he's just, you know, he proved himself. And Daniel, you know, he fought hard, man. You know, he did the best he could.
And he is only 23, so he will come back.
Yeah, he'll come back, you know, and he's not lost. He's not lost to, you know, anybody there. He's lost to some, you know, seriously high operator.
Very good. Yeah, Joyce just looks fresh as a daisy after that. Was it in the 10th round?
That was was it
9th round, 10th?
in the 9th or in the 10th?
I think it was 10th.
Sir, again?
Was that a stoppage in the 10th round?
Yeah, in the 10th.
Yeah.
10th. Yeah, you wouldn't know, he just done 10. There's Frank Warren. He'll be wanting Joe Joyce as his home fighter from now on.
Yeah. I mean, Warren's got both of them at the end of the day. You know, it'll build back Dubois back up, you know, from
Okay, yeah. If anyone can, Frank can.
Yeah, he'll build him back up, definitely.
Carl Frampton and David Hay both saying they think Dubois quit.
Yeah. I can see why. Maybe agree with that, because he didn't go straight down. He took a few steps, took a knee, and just waited the count out a bit. But only Dubois knows how he felt at that moment, you know. So.
Yeah, there's definitely saying he quit. Yeah, he is ready for a world title shot.
Yeah, definitely.
He's been around long enough.
Yeah. He's fought world title challengers and champions. You know, Berman Stavano, he won at his best, but he's fought him. You know, former world champion. He's fought title challengers. You know.
It'd be interesting to see if everyone, how many people got their predictions correct.
Yeah. He come out sharp early on Dubois.
Yeah, he did. Like we knew who would.
Yeah, shake him a little bit, Joyce, but he's just settled into it.
The muscle, people haven't mentioned that. They've overloaded this young kid, yeah? How old are you? 27.
27, yeah.
Right. You've let your body grow naturally.
Yeah.
You've trained, you haven't packed, yeah?
Yeah.
When I see it being done to young people, I disagree with it, because that's not the body type of a 23, just turned 23.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been like that since he was 19 when he turned.
Yeah, he has been very thick, very.
They've been working on his weight, developing his body unnaturally, in my opinion, because you're forcing the growth. Yeah. And I'm afraid, even irrespective of tonight, I'm talking about for the future, they need to address that. That will always come back to haunt him, in my opinion.
What do you think the Dubois team need to do now? You obviously take a step back, regroup, but what do you think they should do?
Go back and rebuild. But you've only been taught one way, which is you've been knocking people out. So you get drawn into false sense of security. So you ignore other aspects of boxing. Yeah. They need to go back to the drawing board, because what happens now, they built this whole thing, being invincibility aura around the young man. Now, other fighters now, British fighters, like I said earlier on, there's so many new group coming through. And once they see he's beatable, that thing is being busted. You've seen it happen over the years with other fighters, including the great Mike Tyson. When Buster Douglas beat him, other fighters say, hang on a sec, he's human after all.
Yeah, that's not going.
So the problem is not even.
Yeah.
Let's hear what they say.
See what they've got to say.
He was about to say he didn't want to continue, really.
Yeah, Joe Joyce.
It's a typical Joe humour.
Typical Joe. That eye is terrible, man.
It is. Dubois deflated, isn't he? Oh, Dubois gutted, isn't he? Joe Joyce seems blessed with a good chin.
Yeah. Like I said, it's the experience, taking them shots before.
No, we don't know what you mean, Jack.
Yeah, it's the experience that showed there.
Yeah.
With that. It's a shame for Daniel. Okay, so we're just going to be joined by Keith Fraser. I think he's on the phone. Hi, Keith.
How you doing?
Good. How did you enjoy that fight?
I did enjoy it. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't want to sing my praises. By the way, good evening, Don. Nice to see you again.
Good evening, Keith.
Listen, I don't want to sort of blow my own trumpet, but I called that fight. I was talking to somebody yesterday who also called it. We both said Joe Joyce is going to win it. You see, Joe Joyce has got the experience, Olympic silver medalist. You know, he's a seasoned campaigner, even though he's only had a few fights in a professional game. Daniel Dubois had his debut tonight, in my opinion. He's never fought anyone. All the hype surrounding this guy being the next best thing, I just never bought it. I watched him. I was at his fight against the Japanese boy who looked no bigger than a middleweight. Not fought anyone. And to be honest with you, I think he's vastly overrated. Where he goes from here, I don't know. He's only a young boy.
Do you see him coming back and rebuilding and going again from this?
Well, he's a young boy, isn't he? You know, he comes from a boxing family, but it showed his limitations, this fight, I've got to tell you. And at the same time, I like Joe Joyce, nice, also a very nice guy. But let's get it right. He had two punches in his arsenal tonight. He had a left jab and a right cross. Joe Joyce is not the real deal. He'll give any heavyweight a good fight, I believe. But
do you feel like Joe Joyce is going to struggle against when he steps up to world level? If he steps up?
I think that he deserves his chance at world level. But and I think he'll give any heavyweight a good fight. But you look at that fight. He's got two punches to his name. He's got left jab, right cross. I never saw him do anything different, which may be a good thing.
Underrating him a bit there. He varies the jab, you know. He might be the jab on the right, but I think the way he varied it up and downstairs in the right hand, he did what he needed to. I think he was trying not to open up too much, you know. I think you're underrating him a bit there, you know.
Well, maybe I'm being a bit unfair. Look, I thought his game plan really works, and at the end of the day, my criticism of Joe Joyce in the past when I've seen him, he's reminded me a little bit of one of those Wing Chun dummies, a little bit wooden, you know. And he is a little bit wooden. And my criticism was, and many people's criticism was, that he gets hit too easily, and he tends to, in the past, when he comes around with the right hand, tends to leave his right hand side open. He didn't do that this fight. He kept it tight, kept his hands close, and he just stuck to a game plan. And that's what happened. And I just think that his tactics were right and his experience came through, and he deserves his chance.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying, you know, obviously the jab was unbelievable from both of them at some points of the fight, but Joe Joyce's jab was what won it for him in the end.
Well, for sure it was. I mean, look, that's what did the damage on the left eye. At the same time, if I'm honest, throughout the fight, the rounds that Dubois won, I thought his combinations were far superior. You know, he did put the far better flurries together much better than Joyce. Joyce just stuck to a game plan, jab most of the time. I accept what you're saying, but most of the time, jab, jab, jab. And he's a fit boy, Joyce. He's a fit guy. And as the later rounds came on, his fitness told. Dubois was looking worn down. And I think, to be honest with you, I think the bubble has burst. The height bubble has burst. The best thing since sliced bread, Dubois is not, I'm afraid to say.
How had you score? Had you been scoring it before the stoppage?
I did score it. I had it.
Who did you have winning it at that point?
I think I had it even Stevens, completely even Stevens. Again, Dubois was, he was nailing it with his jab. That's what was winning the fight for him, and the rounds he won. Dubois, the rounds I gave him was because I thought his flurries were a bit more. They showed a bit more variety and looked like they were going to do some damage. But Joyce, very, very, very durable, very fit, and the experienced man came through, and he deserves his chance. Joyce will give any heavyweight a fight. I don't know about if he's going to be a champ, whatever, but he will give any heavyweight a fight for sure.
Who would you like to see him face next? Who do you think he would look good against, do well against?
Well, I mean, I guess that moves him into the first position in WBO. Is Joshua going to vacate that belt? Would that mean that maybe he'd have to fight Usyk? I don't know. But there's a lot of opportunities out there for him. But he's 35. He's not in his 20s. He needs to get on with it, and it's not going to be easy for him. He needs his shot, and he needs it now because he's not getting any younger, Joyce. So he's just he can't afford any of these sort of domestic fights. He's got to get in there and try and, I don't know how, work his way into a mandatory shot. Yeah. And probably for the WBO title, which could be for the vacant belt.
Well, fingers crossed we do see that, because I think he deserves the world title.
What do you think, Don? I've not heard you comment. I mean, apologies, I've only just come on.
I'm listening to you intently.
Well, you're the man. I'm a fan.
No. You got as good as I have. I agree with most things you said, except for like what Solomon was saying. Joe's very deceptive how he boxes. He's got a very unconventional style. I've taken guys to spar Joe, and that's when I sort of hang on. This guy doesn't look very pretty to the eye, but he's very effective. Okay. He was going downstairs with the jab, which is a very, very good shot for a heavyweight. You don't see many heavyweights doing that type of selection. Jabbing to the body. He was doing that on numerous occasions. And what it does, it doesn't look much, but it wins you. When you get hit to the solar plexus with a jab from an 18.5 stone man, it wins you. And it puts doubts into your head. And you don't know whether he's going to go downstairs or upstairs the next time. So for Daniel Dubois, that's where the lack of experience showed. Because every time he got hit to the body with the jab, the lead jab from Joe, he didn't know how to react to it. And it really needs to go back. Obviously, he's a young man, so age is on his side. He needs to go back to the drawing board with his coach, Martin, and work on how to. The occasion was too premature for him, in my opinion, to fight somebody in the caliber of Joyce. He's been there. If anyone can guide you back, Frank Warren can. So he needs to go back and again campaign at domestic level. There's so many up-and-coming young British heavyweights on the scene. There's Europe as well, campaign at that level for a little while to learn his game. Let's face it, the guy, like you said, when he puts punches together, combinations together, he's very good at that. This is the first time I've seen Daniel Dubois being put on his back foot. He's usually boxing on his front foot against most of the opposition he's faced to date. Joyce was able to put him on his back foot for the majority of that competition, which is a big factor. He's not used to that. So, listen, it was a great fight. It lived up to expectations. He did tag Joe with some tremendous shots, but Joe being Joe, he's got granite of a chin, and he sustained the power shot from Dubois, and that jab was just so consistent. It was so consistent, and which caused the stoppage.
It's the Woody Woodpecker effect, I call it. And, you know, I was going to say, you asked me who I'd like to see Joyce fight. Joyce deserves his position. He's got the pedigree. Who would I like to see Dubois fight? How about your boy, George Future Fox?
George will make him, no disrespect to Daniel Dubois, my son, he's only had 3 fights. George will make him look silly in a boxing ring because, again, we haven't raced my son. And next year is going to be a big year for him. But again, first things first. The same way Daniel's got the experience of big fight days, George is yet to experience. So I wouldn't put him in with Daniel for that reason. But when it comes to the sweet science, George will make him look silly in a boxing ring, and that's something that will happen in the future. I believe there's a big news it's going to break soon from my son. I'll let him break the news and not myself. So therefore, I've got a young man sitting right next to me here. He's got a saying in the equation. You know,
I'll have something to do about it.
Absolutely, there's so many young. You know, do you know what? Overall, the British boxers as a whole. Obviously, we're talking about heavyweights here. The future looks really, really. I'm so excited. The future looks so bright for British boxers in general, mainly, especially the heavyweight division. After Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, we've got a new breed of these young heavyweights coming through. And honestly, we're going to be thoroughly entertained for the next 10 years. We will seize the power in the heavyweight division in this country. I believe we've got a major role to play in the world boxing in the heavyweight division. It's very exciting.
It's such an exciting division. It really is.
Sorry
As
to
they
cut you
say,
off.
British beef is best. And there's no question about
We've
that.
got Danny Flexen joining us now, but it was great to talk to you, Keith.
Keith,
Thanks
we'll meet
so
again.
much, guys.
Speak to you
Take
soon.
care.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
So we have Seconds Out Danny Flexen. Hi, Danny. Welcome back.
Keith, just kind of get off, Keith. Late at night.
It's my turn.
Let me on. Give me the spotlight.
Tell us your thoughts on what you've just seen.
I thought it was a great performance from Joe Joyce. I thought in a lot of ways it was reminiscent of Tyson Fury's performance in the second Wilder fight. And he stayed on the front foot against the noted puncher, never let him get set, never let him get into a rhythm, forced him to work with his footwork. Because Joyce is slow, everyone says it. As Sol said before the fight as well. He might be slow, but he's intelligent in there. His technique's good, and he knows how to make you work. He knows how to cut the ring off. And he showed that tonight. He old-manned Dubois quite a bit, and Dubois looked apprehensive from the start, and Joyce never let him get comfortable. So I think he deserves credit for that.
And what do you think is next for Joe Joyce? Do you think he deserves the next fight to be the sort of world title?
Well, he called out Usyk, didn't he, in the post-fight interview? I'm not sure if it's a suitable, style-wise. Dubois was pretty good for Joe Joyce because he's young, he's inexperienced, he's quite stiff as well. He made Joe look really agile, which, and that's no disrespect to Joe, but I mean, going up against Usyk, who's very mobile, he throws probably as many shots as Joyce, if not more. I'm not sure that's the best style match for him, but if that's where he's positioned now for that WBO belt, then that's what he's got to do. I think people might sound crazy for saying this, but I think Joshua is a better style match for Joyce than Usyk is.
Danny, I'm sure you're aware that Joe has fought Usyk before
in the amateurs,
and Usyk nicked it on a split. This version, as a professional, like I said, Usyk almost got exposed by Chisora, but he was clever enough. Usyk, he was clever enough to use his Olympic experience and amateur boxing to escape that. I'd like to agree to differ in the sense that I believe that that will be actually the most natural fight to make. They're talking about doing a regular belt. Let's say, for instance, Joshua doesn't drop his belt, and I don't see why he should drop his belt. Then the regular champion, but I believe that he should go for Manu Shah, I believe, who currently holds that belt. Is that right?
The WBA regular, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be the most natural belt for Joe to go for now. Then win that, and then be ready for see what happens in the future with Anthony Joshua and Fury, should they get it on.
I've seen you guys have been tucking into the pizza, but I haven't heard from Don in the last 5 minutes. I have to ask what you've been drinking alongside it. What have you been putting in the drink cartons? Don's challenging Daniel Dubois on behalf of his 3-0 son, albeit very talented, and now he's saying that Chisora almost exposed.
Well, he did in the first 3 rounds.
He didn't expose him, really,
yes,
did
he? Did.
I mean,
yes,
no.
he did. Let's watch the fight then. I'll sit down.
Expectations.
At times, Usyk was looking to his corner. Is what is happening to me here? Go and watch the fight. I know what I saw. What I saw.
You don't train him anymore, Don. You don't have to say these things.
No, it's not a question of Don. I say what I see. I have no reason to defend Chisora. I'm just speaking on what I saw. And how did you score the fight, by the way, for Chisora and Usyk?
Oh, I had Chisora well ahead by the end. Usyk well ahead by the end. God.
Okay,
it's affecting me now.
I gave Chisora 3/4 rounds, and the 3/4 rounds I was talking about was the first, second, third, potentially another round later. I can't remember if it was the 7th or 8th round. So he must have been doing something right to win 3/4 rounds against Usyk. Yeah.
This is the next video. This is the Don and Danny breakdown.
Let's get it on, champ.
Chisora.
Let's get it on. And I'll go back to what you said as well about sticking my son in. I said, if you hear correctly what I said I'll gladly. George will make him look silly in a boxing ring. I've always maintained that as a coach. I know about styles. Yeah. Okay. Daniel's a puncher. Yes, he is. And they're banking on him and tonight he was given a lesson of what to do to a puncher. Yeah. Joe not having this incredible movement, was able to be effective against a guy. When you put him on his back foot, he had no clue what to do on his back foot. Yeah. I study boxing. I'm a coach. So therefore, the things I look out for might not necessarily be what other people look at. Okay. So it's not because it's my son. There's many, many heavyweights in this country, up and coming. I could name them for you who will be able to put Daniel on his back foot. And it was quite alarming that he didn't know what to do when he was put on his back foot.
It is. I'm not disrespecting you or your son, but to suggest he should go in and make the ball.
No, I didn't suggest that.
Just 3 fights.
I said if he were, hypothetically speaking, if he were to be matched on him tomorrow, I will not hesitate with a 3-month camp, 12 weeks camp. He would demonstrate to you. It's an art, Danny. It's an art. There is a fight element.
But it's 3 fights he's had.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In some cases, it doesn't matter.
What do you think, Sol? You're just standing there laughing. Come on, chip in.
Man, I'm just enjoying it, mate. These fights get made in the future, man.
Yeah,
so,
come on, we're not promoters here. I'm hypothetically saying, speaking, it will be a fight, especially now that he's lost. Obviously, it needs to be rebuilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I aim for my son to be fighting for the British title within his 12th professional fight. I've done it before with heavyweights that I've trained, so I know the pattern. I know the route. He's good enough to be able to challenging for the British title within his 12/13 or so professional fights, and that is what will happen. And tune in and see. You'll be commentating on them, Danny.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Danny, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
And we'll set up something between you two so you can.
Definitely.
As long as it's not
about it before in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, not a.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks,
right,
Danny.
Cheers.
Take care.
See you. So that is the fight's done. Just a final word before we go on that main fight.
Well, I predicted. I did say at the last minute. I did put my money on Joyce. And
the stoppage.
And it was similar to how I thought it would play out. But Dubois, man, he did very well. That eye shot, early. He did a good few rounds, and he must have felt something when that jab hit him that he couldn't continue for whatever reason. But to me, I've not seen anything new from Joyce there. People might have seen something new from Dubois. I've not seen taste defeat, but Joyce has just reiterated all that experience he's had and what he's been through. He's just reiterated that really. So it was a good fight, man. I was glad to watch it.
Don, last word on that.
Yeah, like we quite rightly predicted. I said Joyce has 2 ways to win this fight. He can win it on points or he can win it by stoppage. Having said that, on my cards, I had him 1 point down going into the 10th. going into the 10th, I had him 1 point down on my cards. I still maintain that he would have grinded, because Dubois with that. We have to also commend the young man, because 23 years old, what he's achieved to date, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Obviously, brilliant promotion, brilliant management to guide him, to put him in that position. The opposition they've chosen for him has made him perhaps look better than what he is. But the jab he took, a knee from, I can categorically tell you, what obviously from the injury he sustained prior to going on one knee, the shock he would have felt, because he was about to throw one of his power jabs, and he walked into a power jab from Joe, which in some cases is almost reminiscent of the same jab that Terence Crawford stopped Kell Brooks a couple of weeks ago. Almost reminiscent from a southpaw position, okay? And Kell behaved in the same manner. So when he received that shot, he almost ran away from it, because it was a power jab that he received, the same reminiscent of what happened tonight. The force is doubled. Your eyes already closed. You can imagine the amount of pain that young man would have felt. It's almost like somebody pushes your eyeball to the back of your head. The shock of it is what will make you to react in that way. It's human.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's not a long lasting injury.
We pray to God. It's a young man, and I'm sure he'll be fine. He's never experienced anything like that or pain like that, so hence why you would see him sensibly, because some people might be macho and stand up and take further punishment. Sensibly went on one knee, which is, okay, he's lost today. I'm sure he'll be back. He'll regroup and he'll come back.
Yeah, I'll come back, definitely.
Well, great night of boxing. Thank you very much for joining us, and we have some more lines up soon, so stay tuned. Thank you.